Yeah, it's.
Okay.
I don't know why it's dark gray. I think it's supposed to be like Gotham, like Batman sort of, like dun dun dun. Where San Diego leans into the whole vibrant.
Yeah, it's a little
nature of
bit.
it.
It's more Miami
Yeah,
style
yeah.
than it is San Diego style.
Yeah.
But I've always liked it.
Yeah,
And,
I don't
it's very
mind.
controversial.
I don't mind it as much. Some of the Mets stuff is pretty cool, but it is very non-Mets because the Mets are white, blue, and orange, and the City Connect, like I said, it's like a dark graphite gray and then like a deep purple. I don't know why that is, but I don't know. Sell merch, right? I mean, the Blazers have the PDX uniforms, and that pisses people off.
Why?
Oh, it's
Why would that piss them
well,
off?
it's the old. It's the duck. Pick a color scheme and stick with it.
Well, but the City Connects are a different.
I know.
Like it's just a whole nother line.
Put a little whimsy in it. Again, if it's not for you, don't buy them. I kind of like the PDX carpet stuff. I don't mind when teams kind of venture out a little bit.
I just wish it wasn't the Portland airport. Like that's what we're celebrating, the airport.
Hey,
we couldn't find anything
Well,
else.
it's really more just the airport carpet.
Carpet, yes.
It's very famous.
I mean,
Well, I don't know if you know this, Steven, but we are voted many times the number one airport in the country.
I mean, I get it.
What
Well,
else do we hold? What else do we hold on to?
There's got to be something
Powell's
else in the
books,
city
dude.
of Portland.
You want a Powell? Yeah, you want a Powell's book uniform?
Yeah, I think they should put a book on the.
You know, we don't look
Put a bird on it.
in Oregon. It's especially the city of Portland. Like you know,
You could put the reindeer. From
oh
the
yeah, you could do
stag.
that.
Yeah,
yeah.
I just feel like the airport is kind of lame to have a whole carpet jersey. But I
People
agree with you. The jerseys aren't terrible looking.
People love that damn carpet. Like if you're from
Love
here,
it.
yeah, it is. Like growing up my whole life, I never realized the importance of the carpet, but it's a big stinking deal until they changed it, and then everyone had a freaking conniption fit over it. And I was like, my God. I mean, in fact, my golf head covers are all PDX carpet. Well, I mean the pattern. I don't actually have them made out of the PDX carpet. But I think when they sold that, I do think that people bought pieces of it and they use it as rugs and whatnot.
That's a little much.
Well,
But
I don't
okay.
know. Like they do that now with. I think we did this for my dad when they remodeled the Yankee Stadium, or I get remodeled. They tore it down. They cut pieces of the carpet and they made them into little, I don't know, like bath mats. So you can buy all that stuff.
I have a piece of.
You okay? Do you have a piece of a stroke that you just had, or?
I think it's a piece of the old Allen Fieldhouse floor.
Yeah.
From
Yeah, they do that stuff.
my future daughter-in-law.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Soon-to-be daughter-in-law. She got that for us.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I
even
mean,
though
you know.
you don't really know,
I think that's what it is.
shouldn't.
I should know that.
So you have a piece of
Well, that's why I paused, because I was thinking, what else could it be?
You know,
But no, I think it's Allen. But then I'm like, well,
Well, I would hope so. You have a piece of a floor that your lovely daughter-in-law got you as a thoughtful gift, and you don't even know what it is.
it's possible that it's from the floor they won the title on, but I think it's Allen Fieldhouse.
Oh, okay.
Because I think Allen Fieldhouse redid theirs.
But it is a Kansas basketball
Yeah,
floor.
yeah. Because
Yeah.
she worked there.
Oh.
She worked at the.
Oh, yeah, because they met at KU.
Well, they met at KU, and she used to give tours of. They have the original rules of basketball.
Yeah.
Written by James Naismith.
Yes.
You know,
Rock Chalk.
there's a whole documentary on the rich KU alum that bought those,
Mm-hmm.
and they are on display at Allen Fieldhouse. There's a little museum there.
Yeah,
She gives tours of those, or she did. Now she lives here, but she used to give tours of those.
See that all that stuff, like when they tear down Moda Center or whatever, they'll do that. Or Memorial Coliseum, I'm sure they did that with the seats. Kingdome. I know people that have like seats in the Kingdome, or I don't know. The Great Western Forum, with the Lakers, and they do all that stuff. In fact, the late great Bert Sugar. You remember when he told us about the Yankee Stadium? So Bert Sugar, who's the great boxing historian, he was a New York guy. And this had to be like in the 60s or 70s. They had a massive renovation of Yankee Stadium. And Bert was a New Yorker, and they were throwing away all the stuff from old Yankee Stadium. They were throwing away lockers. They were throwing away seats. And Bert was kind of like, this was like memorabilia wasn't a thing. And Bert knew one of the guys that was working there and goes, can I just come take some of this stuff? And they were like, why would you want anything? So Bert loaded up like a U-Haul, and he took a bunch of stuff from Yankee Stadium. And then years later, he said Bert said he paid his kids' college tuition with all that stuff. He said he just made a fortune off of it. That eventually all that stuff became collectible, and no one had it because it was all thrown away. Bert was smart enough to hold on to it. And he's like, every one of those seats, like at Yankee Stadium, paid for like a year of my kid's college. Like that was never a thing. None of that. It wasn't until like the 80s and 90s that any of that stuff became collectible. And now they do it like nonstop. I think like LeBron James now, LeBron James wears a LeBron James patch on his jersey. And I'm not kidding. It is a patch honoring LeBron James that LeBron James wears. And he gets a new one every game. And they take that patch and they cut it up into fours and they put it into like trading cards. So
you guys want to see my Isaac Ropp tattoo?
Well, he does have Chosen One tattooed on his back.
I know. Did you see the Jeannie Buss story today?
Oh, yeah. Apparently she doesn't like her.
She doesn't like him.
Doesn't like LeBron. Shocker.
Yeah.
She thinks he's a bit,
full of himself?
Full of himself. Well, the idea that, and the idea for the LeBron James patch honoring LeBron James came from LeBron James. Hey, guys, what if in celebration of, me, I just wore a patch every day. And then, like, we took it and we sold it and I made a bunch of money off it. He's worth $1 billion. That's why he's worth $1 billion. The man knows. It's Hawking crap.
What would your patch be? Just like your beard?
I think he's talking to you.
Oh, you're talking to me?
No, you were saying you have a patch. You're going to wear a patch.
Yeah.
What would
He's
the patch
talking to
be?
you.
No, he's talking to you. You said the Isaac Ropp
No,
patch.
were you talking
I
to him?
thought Duke was talking about his patch.
Yes.
I was talking to Suk.
Oh.
He's talking to you.
Oh. I thought he was talking about you because you said the Isaac Ropp patch.
I said the Isaac Ropp tattoo.
Oh, the tattoo. Yeah.
Please try to pay attention. He would like to know what
Yeah,
your
well,
patch would be.
Yeah.
I don't. What do you sell? I have nothing to
You've
celebrate.
thrown him for a loop. Steven, you're out of here.
At
Wow,
no
bye.
point should anyone have a patch of me doing anything. I guess it would probably be a silhouette of the beard. But then if I shaved the beard, it would be kind of weird. I don't know.
I think you should.
Just show up one day with no beard.
Yeah. I'll do it too.
You want to shave beards?
Yeah. I'll do it.
That seems a little weird.
Why?
I don't know. Like together.
Beards are weird. Remember in the olden days when
No one
old
had
ladies would
beards.
look at beards, they'd be like, "Oh, you're hiding something."
Yeah.
Now everybody has a beard.
Yeah.
Let's start a trend.
Yeah, they did say that that's why like no politician, like no president has had a beard since the olden days. They find, if you're wearing a beard, supposedly kids are scared by it and it like subconsciously you have something
Well,
to
I will
hide.
say our neighbors had a baby not too long ago. She's like 2 now, but
Yeah.
and I'm not around a lot of babies.
Sure.
But this one, I mean, I could see the skepticism in her little baby eyes
Yeah.
about my beard and
Yeah.
like, what is this?
Well, I've had some kids that like if they'll grab it, they like to get a big fistful of it. Can you grab yours? Is it
Yeah.
long enough to
I
really?
mean, some places.
Because like with a little kid, they can take their little ravioli fist. And you can really get a grip on mine. But I think in general, kids are wary of me. But I don't know if that's the beard. I just think
I think it is the beard.
You think it
I think
is?
that has something to do with it. Yeah, I do.
I just think
I'm sure they've studied this, but
I mean that's like a baby. But if I meet like a 2-year-old or a 3-year-old, what kid is like coming up to me and like, no one's coming up and being like, oh, this guy.
what do you mean?
I'm probably off-putting to children.
Well, you're off-putting to everyone.
Well, that's true.
but
I don't look friendly. I am friendly, but I don't look it.
Well, but I think kids, and adults do this too. But I think kids don't know how to like they can't hide their
Yes.
I guess their
Nervousness or
their feeling like the
Yes.
feeling of their initial thought when they
Yes.
see your mug.
Yeah.
They're not like
No.
other people. We've become accustomed to.
Yeah.
We've grown up and figured out how to hide our disdain.
Yeah.
Kids can't.
No. Kids want nothing to do with me when they first meet.
Yeah, and
me.
I do think that has a lot to do with beard.
I can see that.
I do.
I've had several run-ins like that where I remember once I was coming from working out and a lady at the teriyaki place was excited to meet me because her husband was a big fan, and she asked if I would take a photo, and I was like, yeah. And so she was trying to get a photo with her daughter of me and the daughter for the husband. And I'll tell you what, that kid, when we weren't taking that photo, that little kid wanted nothing to do with me. And then she said I had dinosaur hands and I was creepy because I had like kind of.
She called you creepy?
Well, I had like kind of chalk residue on my hands, and then like I have really bad calloused hands.
What?
And if you come from working out, sometimes the calluses are kind of ripped off, and it's not a good look. And she said that my hands looked like dinosaurs and they were
What?
creepy.
What?
And I was like, well, that's fair enough. And then I just like, how about we just take a photo, you and me, the wife, and we send it because the kid obviously does not want to be a part of this photo, and that's I understand that. So it's self-awareness. I'm not just walking up to a kid and being like, "Hey, kids, want to play?" That's not. That's.
You don't do that?
No,
Oh.
it's not the way that
Doesn't
works.
work?
No,
Get arrested for that now.
probably. Yeah, it's
Can't do
off-putting. I get it. I
Yeah,
get
but
it.
if you didn't have a beard, they'd be
It
like,
would.
"Oh yeah, sure."
It wouldn't be as bad.
Yeah.
But then you're just a weird bald guy. Then you're just Steven.
Well, I think it's
Then you got a fester thing going on. Steven, are you less off-putting to children?
yeah. Who's of the three? No, listen, no offense, Stephen, but the three of us, not exactly.
Yeah. Like inviting?
Right. That's a good word. Who is the power rank the three of us if we walk into a preschool? Like who is?
Well, but your natural disdain for children is written all over your face.
Well, that's part of it then.
I think
Rank
Steven
me
less
number one.
off-putting. Steven looks. I think Steven he's always
It looks
smiling.
like a teacher.
Yeah, I could see you winging dodgeballs at a kid. Yeah, I don't know.
Right for the head. Headshots.
When you're around Coach Vaughn's kids, the students, are they open to what you're bringing to the table?
I don't communicate with them.
Nor should you.
Is it possible this entire
Stay away.
show is
I don't
just
think any of us are very appealing to kids.
No.
I can say that.
That's right. That's the one thing we've learned here.
Yeah.
We are not appealing to children, and
Do
that's
not
okay.
let us around the school across the
okay.
street.
I mean, is there a fan personality that is
Yeah, like I'm sure Dusty walks into a room with kids and they probably love him.
Coach Hera?
Yeah, he's that. He's just one of those.
Yeah.
I guarantee it. You know, he's a lovable sort of he's a lovable figure. Dirt seems pretty harmless, right? He's got a little cherub
Yeah,
quality about him.
He seems like a good, fun uncle.
Yeah, the Funkle.
Yeah.
Exactly. There's that. But yeah, but like Patrick Harris, like that's not. I guarantee
Ooh.
Patrick Harris is on a list somewhere.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's not allowed within.
Danny, no. Patrick,
Oh,
no.
100%.
You, me, no. Steven, no.
Yeah.
Swag, definitely no. Yeah, Sprague, maybe.
Maybe.
He's got kids, right?
Yeah, he's
So.
got kids. Well, I got kids. Believe me, I've offered
right.
with friends. I'm like, you realize I've raised 3 kids. No one believes me. Like I'm like, no, swear to God, I'm quite comfortable around children, and then that statement alone is enough to make anyone says they're comfortable around kids is probably an indicator that you shouldn't be around kids. And you're like, well, all right. No one wants me to babysit. I've offered many a time.
Dude, there would be zero chance, and I mean zero, that you would babysit for anything in my family. No offense. There's a lot of things that we would love to do with you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Babysit, not one of them.
Last on the list.
I have raised 3 children on my
I
own.
Don't care.
See?
You know what it is? It's your how do I say this? It would be your
Just keep. No offense, but we're about to be
Well,
extremely
I
I wasn't
Come
offended.
offended
on.
until you said no offense. Then I was
Yeah.
offended.
You talk about it all the time. It's your you have a wiggly moral line. Okay?
Well, like me and the babies are gonna do some railers together. Like, hey kids.
Like I said, you have a wiggly moral line.
Hey kids, have you tried some banquets?
You know that. We all know that.
I will say that I do have 2 nephews. I haven't talked to in years, but I did have 2 nephews. And would you care to guess how many times I have watched either one of my
Zero. Yeah, good.
Not one time.
As it
Can you
should be.
grab yours? Is it
Yeah.
long enough to
I
really?
mean, some places. Wow.
God.
Wow.
Add another one. So to your point, even my own family, not a 1.
Well, I mean, listen.
Not a 1.
You're gonna have grandbabies at some point,
Yeah, at some point.
and that's when this will rear its ugly head again. Because look, my kids getting married next week.
Yeah.
They're getting married.
Yeah.
They're 26 and 24. So I mean, it's not that long.
Yeah.
And I got to tell you, don't leave them with dear old grandpa. No, my wife all
Yeah.
day. Like, she's great
Yeah.
and trustworthy and knows what to do. I don't. That is not in my, it's not in my skill set. Leave the kid out of my
They
house.
say the grandkids are different though, because I respect it as a guy who's not a big fan of kids either. I don't want kids around me ever, but they say the grandkids are different than just your regular kids.
Dude, I got to tell you, here's what they say. They say, keep the kid alive. I don't have the utmost
See,
confidence that I'm going to keep
And
the kid
this is
alive.
my point. Changed every diaper, every like meal that you can cook. I've done it. All the parent teacher stuff. All this. I did it all. Mostly by myself, and yet still, everyone's like,
Yeah.
can't trust him with kids.
I don't
Like,
trust you.
What?
Shave your beard and maybe.
I've done it 3 times.
Yeah,
No
but
credit.
not
No
well.
credit.
Not well.
My titles are like Lakers COVID titles. No one recognizes them.
It's
Yeah,
the
you
Emmy
raise.
in-season title.
Yeah, you raise
Yeah.
kids, but
Aren't
yeah,
you-
it's in
wait a minute.
season titles.
Aren't you the one always touting you don't get a trophy for raising a kid? It's not that hard.
That is
Isn't
true.
that? Are those your
That-
own
tho-
words?
those are my
Now
own
you
words.
want trophies for raising your kids.
Because I get a lot of the people that are like, raising a kid is the hardest thing in the world, and I'm like, no, it's not. I've done it. I'm like the one parent
Exactly.
I'm the one parent that pushes back on, and I'm like, all you gotta do is show up and like not be a complete ninny. Like, don't be the biggest dumbass in the world, and you'll get through it. So I guess to be fair, yes, those are my own words.
Yeah.
Crown
Wow. Unbelievable.
It's the toughest job in the world, being a parent. Oh, get over yourself.
I mean,
it's not.
It's not fun, but it's not like
Someone's
unbelievably
working on the
hard.
North Sea and is welding something like 200 feet below the crashing waves. I'm sorry, that might be slightly more difficult than like feeding a 4-year-old and then taking an 8-year-old to soccer practice. Settle down there, Mr. Rogers.
I just know if you leave your kid with me, like say a grandkid,
Yeah.
and it's just me, chances are 50-50 that the kid will probably be alive when you return.
Yeah.
But there will be blood of something will
An
happen.
injury.
Something will happen.
Yeah.
Yes.
There'll be tears when they pick him up.
Right.
When
She
the-
fell and hit her face. I don't know. Is
you
that
can't-
is that my fault? It's a kid. It's a dumb kid.
because you can't comfort the baby.
Right.
Right. You're just gonna let it cry.
Yeah, like why are you crying?
Fix yourself.
That looked like it didn't hurt at all.
tough it up there. Rub some dirt on it. Well, I kind of feel bad because my gal, the BTJ, she's got a lot of friends that have younger kids, and I think old auntie there used to watch a lot of kids. Since I've come rolling into the picture for several years, again, should we play the fun game of how many times we've watched children at my house?
How about take a cue?
0.
I love how you're offended by this, and yet everyone's on the same page except you. Just own it.
It's unfair.
It is not unfair.
It's profiling.
It's not profiling at all.
It's profiling.
100% profiling.
It's no, it
profiling.
isn't. He has a radio show. Listen, we know him very, very well. He's the last guy I'm leaving kids with.
They
okay?
meet my kids and they're like, "Oh, you have such nice kids," and I'm like, "Thank you, I raised them," and they're like,
Must have had a great mom.
See, my kids are 11 and 7. I would let them hang out with you, but they're a little older to hang out with you. That's the thing. If it's a young child, no chance.
Steven's like, maybe.
How old are your kids?
11 and 7.
We'll teach them some stuff.
Yeah, I'd let them around
Those
soon.
are easy.
But if it's like
ages.
3,
Exactly.
I'll look somewhere else.
Yeah, there's better.
Right.
There's
I've
better.
had better.
All right. Well,
Sports?
no.
No.
What is there to talk about anyway?
Oh,
I'm fine.
got press conferences. That's kind of fun. Can you grab yours? Is it
Yeah.
long enough to
I
really?
mean, some places.
Boy, I'll tell you what. That's problematic.
That is an unfortunate
Yeah,
drop
it's
that just occurred.
yeah. Whoops.
No, we've got a lot to talk about actually.
Yeah.
I've got audio, sports audio
Mhm.
today. Is there anything better than NFC South beef?
Yeah, that's kind of fun. I didn't expect that. And then terrible press conference and throwing people under the bus. And
Yeah, that's
fun.
the audio I
Yeah,
have. Did
yeah.
you know that? How'd you know that? Are we on the same page
Just
after
a
all
hunch.
these?
Our beards are in sync.
Our periods are sinking.
Yep.
Well, anyway, we're gonna start with Rams Seahawks Part 3. We've yet to talk about it.
Yeah.
And by God, I mean the weekend's almost here. I mean,
Kinda.
not really, but you know what I mean.
Something like that.
You know what I mean? Like, I mean, Friday's not far,
Oh, it
and
is
before you know it, it'll be Sunday.
not. Yes.
So we got to get to it
Let's
because if
go.
we don't, we won't.
You know what we need to do? We need to get it going.
Rams Seahawks Part 3 next on the Fan. All right, well, let's get into it. We were talking about the NFL yesterday because we like the NFL.
It's the NFL. It's not Division I football.
And somebody said, when are you going to talk about the Seahawks? And we said, well, not today.
Well, it was not an interesting game. I mean,
it really wasn't. I don't
No.
even care about talking about the Niners game.
it would, like, within 5 minutes. I mean, God, within the first 30 seconds, you're like, well, this is over.
Yeah.
This is like,
It's a bit like the Duck game where it's like, okay, so he runs the kickoff back.
yeah.
And then you're like, oh boy, here we go. And then you're like, well, no. And then, oh yeah, here we go.
Like doom, the doom cloud settled over the Niners sideline, and you know, it took you about an extra 5 or 10 minutes to understand that the rain was a coming, and there was no stopping it. It was just an avalanche of sludge, and you got buried in it. I mean, it just wasn't a competitive game in any shape or form. I did think it was kind of cute that the Niners did the big, they do the boombox walkout, and they would do like swag surfing and all that. And then they go out and lay, 6 points or whatever. You're like, ah.
Well, you got to give the Seahawks a lot of credit. They look great.
Yes.
And
They
they're
do,
just...
the Seahawks do have a look about them.
Yeah.
And we talk about it all the time, right? There is an element to, even if you're not the best team, and Seattle's been really good all year. I mean, God, they were the number 1 seed, but there is something to looking your best come playoff time. And it feels like the Seahawks are peaking at the right time.
I would caution, I mean, the one thing I would say about that is that's all well and good until you play a really good team.
Yeah, it's like the Rams.
And if you think about you got to go back to before Christmas. The last several games we've seen the Seahawks have that miracle comeback against the Rams in Seattle.
Yeah.
Then they had the Panthers game, and they've played the Niners twice.
Yeah.
That's it. And I would say the Rams comeback, I mean, the Rams were beating you handily on your home field.
It was 6 minutes to play and change in the game, and you were up by 16 points. Like that.
So you got the win, and
Yes.
credit for that.
Yes.
But the Rams gacked that just as much as you won that.
Yeah.
And then you have the Panthers and then the Niners twice. And the Niners, and we love this Kyle Shanahan story this year, but they were just too depleted.
Yeah.
And you proved that twice. Like, and give you again, credit. It's just like the Patriots.
Sure.
Give them credit. You can only play who's on your schedule, and you beat the crap out of them. You should be given credit for that. I just don't think I just put it this way. Rams Seahawks is going to be an absolute barn burner. The first two were a barn burner, and I think this is no different. And I don't think how either team is playing going in is going to matter because the Rams don't look that good right now, and their defense has not looked good in recent weeks. And yet the Seahawks look great. I don't think any of that matters. These teams are division rivals. They know each other really well. Every personnel group knows the other personnel group so well that this thing is absolutely going to be fantastic.
Yeah, absolutely. I couldn't agree more. I'm just the one thing that if I'm a Seattle fan, well, two things. One, you're at home, which I think obviously makes a difference, even though the Rams were taking it to you for 3.5 quarters.
Wasn't there a moment though where we were talking about this? What happened to the Seahawks home field advantage?
Yeah,
I mean, wasn't there a time, and I think it was maybe this season, where it was like they would win on the road?
Well, it was last year. I mean, this year they only lost.
Well, I guess they only lost 3
They
times.
only lost 3 times.
But they always played better on the road, and now we're like, oh, such a home field advantage.
Yes.
I mean, is it?
Well, it's a really raucous crowd, and say what you will, whether they're front runners or not, that crowd is nasty. When it gets rocking, that thing is going to be crazy. NFC title game. I mean, look, the 12s didn't forget how to be a loud crowd. Some of that too was for a while they weren't very good. They were a mediocre 9 to 10 win team. This is different now. And that environment, they were up there in Seattle. They got Doug Baldwin out there raising the flag and beating the drum. I mean, that place was shaking. So you do have a very hostile crowd, which limits what you can do from an offensive standpoint, really limits your audible. So there's that. And then the other one too is, again, take nothing away from the Rams. The Rams were better than you this year. They beat you the first time around and should have beat you the second time. But they didn't. And the Rams will leave the door open. It's what they do. They left the door open against both the Bears and the Panthers, and neither team could walk through it. If the Rams do that and leave a window open, the Seahawks do not have a problem kicking it down. They showed it to you last time they played. They had no business winning that game, and yet they did. And that's all I'm saying is since that game, it does feel like Seattle is playing with kind of a nasty edge. A little bit like what the Texans defense was. There's just the Patriots have that look about them right now. There's a little bit of an edge there. And I'd say of all the teams that are left, the team to me that kind of looks like they're peaking at the right moment is Seattle. Doesn't mean that they're going to beat the Rams. Again, I think the Rams are a more complete package, but I haven't loved the Rams all year with the way they are sloppy in closing out games. So I just think this is going to be a really, really good game. But if you're a Seahawks fan, I do think you feel good. I feel better about this than I did either of the previous 2 games that they played.
Wait, meaning the Rams matchups?
Yes.
You feel better about this? You feel better about playing the Rams now than you did the first 2 times?
Yes.
Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. See, I think that's a danger right there. That's a trap because this Rams team, especially, I always like teams that are coming off weeks where they won but didn't play great.
Mm-hmm.
That is always in the NFL. Like Sean McVay knows they got lucky to get out of there.
He said it too. He goes, "That was just a bad game." They forgot that they could run the football.
Yeah, he had a bad game. He said he had a bad game. They had a bad game. I think the one thing about the Rams where I would agree with you is early in the season their defense looked really nasty, and it has not.
No,
it just has not been that.
Secondary's a little beat up. It's been leaky, and there's plays to be made. And I'm telling you, the one universal truth about the Rams all year is they don't close games, and so they allow teams to hang around and dig out comebacks. Again, see Seattle, see that game against Philadelphia. They have laid eggs and they don't close it out. And you look at their losses, most of those, like their offense, as good as it is, it'll go through long stretches.
Yeah, isn't it some of that they can't run the ball
very
well?
Yeah, and they forget sometimes.
Kalen Clark is wild.
That's a misfire, my bad.
Where they just don't run the ball. They don't even attempt to. And even Matthew Stafford in moments.
Oh.
They'll go through 3-4 possessions in the second half where basically they go 3 and out and they allow other teams to sniff around, and you can hit plays on their back end of that defense.
You definitely can, and that's true. But I guess what I'm saying is we lose sight of the Seahawks kryptonite because we haven't seen it in a while.
Sure.
So we forget about it. We're talking about the Rams kryptonite because we saw it last week.
Oh, the Seahawks have an offense.
The Seahawks have a
100%.
kryptonite,
Yeah.
and guess who? Guess what type of team is more than capable of bringing that out? It's the Los Angeles Rams.
100%.
The Niners couldn't. That's the thing. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
The
no
Niners
rush.
and the Panthers. It's just be careful. Listen, Seattle's favored. They're at home. Their defense looks beyond nasty. They should win. Okay, they should win.
Yeah.
They're the best team in the NFL. But boy, do they have an area where everyone's kind of going, ooh.
Sam Darnold has 6.
You're hoping.
Sam Darnold in the 2 games that he has played against the Rams
Exactly.
has not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5.
Exactly.
That would be 6.
Exactly. So
INTs.
This factor right there, that's the game.
Sure.
It comes down to holding up in protection on both sides.
Yeah.
Because Matthew Stafford is not going to do well if his offensive line can't hold up better in protection.
Sure.
So let's get to that coming up next. But first, Stephen with SportsCenter.
Now, from the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
This update brought to you by Mountaintop Metal Roofing. No maintenance, energy efficient, fire resistant, and a lifetime warranty. Do it once, do it right. Visit mountaintopmetalroofing.com. First on the Fan, the New York Yankees. They have added outfielder Cody Bellinger. They re-signed Cody Bellinger in an agreement to a 5-year, $162.5 million contract. The deal includes opt-outs after the second and third seasons. Former MVP hit 272 with 29 home runs last season. And during the team's season-ending press conference today, 49ers general manager John Lynch stated that wide receiver Brandon Ayuk has more than likely played his final snap with the 49ers. Ayuk signed a 4-year, $120 million deal with the Niners back in 2024. And more general manager news is Bills general manager Brandon Beane told reporters that quarterback Josh Allen may need to get a procedure done on his foot during the offseason, but he would expect Allen to be full strength heading into OTAs next year. Oregon State, they have found their new defensive coordinator after Lance Guidry bolted from Memphis. Oregon State is agreeing with former Colorado head coach Mike McIntyre as the new DC in Corvallis. McIntyre, he was last with Mississippi State as defensive analyst last season. And former TCU head coach Gary Patterson, he is turning to becoming the new defensive coordinator for the USC Trojans to try to bolster up that defense. For more sports scores and stories in 30 minutes, I'm Stephen Vaughn from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt and missing work. Insurance companies acting like jerks. Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at WarrenAllen.com.
Well, we're pretty geeked for Seahawks-Rams Part 3, the trilogy. Some numbers. This is the first ever playoff game between two teams who had two games decided by 2 or less in the regular season. That has never happened. And, of course, the Rams won the first game by 2, and the Seahawks won the second game by 1.
And that second one, I mean, you could make the argument that's the game of the year. I mean, the first one was really good, too, but that second one was
Yeah, it was awesome.
I mean, including the damnedest 2-point conversion I've ever seen in my life that I'm still not certain. Much like the Bills Broncos interception catch thing, I'm still not sure what it was, but that one ended up being the deciding factor in the game.
All time, the Seahawks lead the Rams in the series 29-28. And in those games, the Seahawks have outscored the Rams 1,223 to 1,222.
So this is about as close as you can humanly get.
They have played 57 games. They are separated by 1 game and 1 point.
Yeah. Well, and
now I will say, since McVay has been there, it's been largely Rams. He's won 12 of the 19 meetings that he has played Seattle.
Well, and to be fair, since McVay got there, the Seahawks have been in a bit of a transition. Like when those last days under Pete, it was more of a, I don't know, you were treading, that was like Tomlin's Steelers. Like you were just kind of treading water. You weren't really a threat. The Rams were going to Super Bowls. But now that McDonald's there, I mean, this is turned around, and no offense to the Broncos and Patriots, I still think this is the Super Bowl. I think these are the two best teams left in the tournament. I certainly think with Denver and Stidham, that guy hasn't thrown a pass in 3 years. Patriots obviously deserve a measure of respect if they get there, but I think this is your Super Bowl champion, which is why, again, if you're Seattle, the idea that if you get by the Rams and you're not facing the Josh Allen Bills, the Patrick Mahomes Chiefs, the Tom Brady Patriots, Lamar Jackson. I mean, this is the first AFC title game, I think, 15 years that doesn't involve Tom Brady or Patrick Mahomes. I mean, there is an opportunity here if you can get by this. It's certainly not a gimme if it's either one of these teams, but you will be the favorite. This is the best year if you're going to get there. This is the best year to get to the Super Bowl against the AFC.
Yeah,
what an opportunity.
Look headlines for the Seahawks if they make the Super Bowl versus the Patriots. They'll be 3.5-point favorites. Against the Broncos, 9.5-point favorites.
And the Rams would be favorites over both of them as well.
Yes.
So, yeah, I mean, most people have the Rams and Seahawks as the two best teams in the NFL. And, the reality is these teams are pretty dead even. I mean, they're the two best teams, and it comes down to little things. It comes down to variables you can't predict. And that's the beauty of one-off football games. Like, it's a one-and-done tournament. You just never know.
No.
I think the trap that people fall into is looking at how a team is playing and going, oh, my God, no, nobody's going to beat the Seahawks. Well, tell that to the Rams.
Sure.
And so I just think it's going to be awesome, and I really do think it comes down to holding up in pass protection. And if Seattle can, then Sam Darnold can be pretty good. We know this. I mean, we've seen enough of Sam Darnold to know. If the Rams warm him up, watch out. Yeah, because he'll turn it over, and he has. And
6
so
times.
That's the key, and I think that
they haven't gotten to Stafford has not been sacked once in either one of these two games. So,
yeah, that's pretty crazy because the Bears had him.
Yeah,
they did a good job on him, but they still want. Like, that's the thing is Stafford. The Rams are so weird because their defense has not been at the level that it was early in the season. And yet they've just won 2 straight road games, one in overtime in the cold, and nobody really has any faith in them.
Yeah.
It's like they're really good, and they have the pedigree, and they're coming off a game where they didn't play that well, and they know they have to play a lot better. I worry about – I think something to keep an eye on that's interesting is the Seahawks injuries on the offensive line. I mean Charles Cross started last week, but he couldn't finish the game, and he now has a new knee injury, I guess they're talking about, and he's day-to-day. And then Josh Jones did not play last week, and they're saying that he might be back this week, but that's uncertain.
And Charbonnet is obviously out.
Charbonnet's out.
He's done. The other one, too, about this is as stout as the Seahawks defense has been, they have not gotten to Stafford once. And the Rams, despite at times refusing to run the ball, see the Chicago Bears game, and McVay had admitted that. And once in the second half, they were like, "Hey guys, we can run. Oh yeah, that works. Our play action game. They've run the ball very well against the Seahawks in both of these games. The first one, they only ran the ball again 19 times. That's the part that I think is maddening at times with the Rams is they forget that they don't have one, but they have two good running backs, and their offense is way better when they have the run game going and you can work under center, you can work the play action pass. But they have run the ball despite Seattle's defense being really good. They've run the ball really well, and they put up 37 points against you. So as good as this defense is, to your point, the Rams do have the capability to move the ball and put up points.
Well, I just think the reality is they're just a lot better than the Niners and the Panthers.
Yes.
And those are again, we haven't seen since the Rams comeback game, we haven't seen the Seahawks against anybody other than those two teams.
Yes. Which can do nothing offensively to even threaten.
Yeah, so I think we get lost in that. Oh, they look so awesome. The Rams are every bit as good as the Seahawks. So,
this is why it could be the game of the year again.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I would expect it to be.
Yeah.
I mean, these teams aren't going to blow each other out, are they?
I wouldn't think so. I mean, look, we've had two games, and they've both been slugfests, back and forth. I will say that if you watched the two games, the better team is the Rams.
They certainly outplayed them.
They've outplayed them in both of those games, but you got the split, and the Seahawks have a little momentum right now.
So the first one was Darnold turnovers, right?
Yes, and they still were. He turned it over. He had 4 picks, and it still ended up being a very, very close game. And then the second one, they were rolling.
Yeah.
But again, this is my point with the Rams. They kept going down, and they got stopped on downs. They were having to kick field goals. They were missing open plays, and they didn't put Seattle away. And that was a 16-point lead. When Darnold threw that pick with, I want to say 6.5-ish to play, Darnold threw a pick, and you're like, well, that's the end of the game. And then the Rams did what the Rams do, and they just opened the door wide open for you.
In fairness to the Rams, that's the Ravens.
Yes.
That's the Bills.
Yes.
I mean, the only team that hasn't done that is Kansas City.
Yeah.
And that's why they have all the rings.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't know. I was talking about this with a friend of mine who's a big Ravens fan over the weekend. We were just watching the games, and I think it was the Bears game. We were watching McVay gack it away after that Caleb Williams prayer throw.
Yeah.
And it's really unbelievable to me how many good teams and coaches, they don't just get beat, they just absolutely blow it.
Yes.
Constantly in the NFL.
Who was it? Someone earlier this year said it. They said you'd be. I'm trying to remember who. Was it Brady? It was a prominent voice that said, or maybe it was Collinsworth. Just said, half of the NFL is just not beating yourself and letting the other team do that. And it really is true. In today's NFL, it feels like games are given away as often as teams are won.
But we're talking about comebacks, so it's like even with comebacks, you just let the other teams, you let the team that's in the lead screw it up.
Yeah.
I mean, it's unbelievable.
Yes.
Like, seriously, any team, do you trust any team that gets a 16-point lead?
No.
If you're up,
it doesn't feel like these
21 even in the NFL now, you're like, well, maybe one more score.
There's very few teams that I feel like truly have a killer instinct. Now, I will say, a team with a defense like the Texans, if they got up, it feels almost insurmountable because they can pin their ears back and just go hunting. And it's good. And Seattle's defense is really good. Rams defense, at least it's a good front seven. Denver, New England, all of these teams have good defenses, but they don't necessarily, again, feel like they just will automatically shut the door on you. If one of these teams ends up with a 2-score lead and you still have a quarter and a half to play, and they've proven it on both sides that this game is not over. It does not feel like that at all. Now, in the Denver game, if New England gets out to a lead, this is over. No offense, but Jarrett Stidham is not leading a
Stiddy.
the
Stiddy
Stidster.
City.
Yeah. Stiddy City is not leading a monster second half comeback. That's
do you
want to
talk about? Let's talk about Stiddy next.
He hasn't played.
Well, I know,
in
but
2+ years.
Yeah, but I just be careful. Be careful.
He hasn't played.
He's Tom Brady, basically. I don't know if you've heard.
He was on the Patriots.
But he was.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Stidham.
Yeah, please.
Because I think I can nail.
You believe Jarrett Stidham. You believe in him.
I think I can nail how this is going to go down.
I'm getting you a Stiddy City shirt.
Please do. I am rooting for Denver. I do not have it within me to root for the Patriots to return to the Super Bowl.
No one does.
F the Patriots. I don't
no
like
one's
them.
ready for them to be back.
Yeah, let's.
It's too soon.
I do not have the. I don't have the respect for their 2 wins that other people do. I don't.
And yet you have respect for Jarrett Stidham.
No, I have respect for Sean Payton. And I have respect for Denver's football team, not necessarily Stidham. But I think I'm going to lay out how this is going to go down coming up
Please.
next.
I'm looking forward to it.
And I'm probably going to be right. I mean, it's probably true.
Probably.
We'll get to that next on The Fan. Rams, Seahawks, we'll continue to talk about the rest of the week. A lot more to discuss there, but we have now stumbled upon the Jarrett Stidham conversation. And boy, I tell you.
Yeah, people like you are trying to talk yourselves into Jarrett Stidham.
No.
Yes, you are.
I did not have a Jarrett Stidham segment amongst our playoff segments in 2026. Yet here we are.
Yes.
And I am not trying to talk myself into Jarrett Stidham. As a matter of fact, I have no faith that the Denver Broncos will advance to the Super Bowl with Jarrett Stidham, much like you. Much like you. Okay, so I agree there. However, I do not think this is going to be a cakewalk for the Patriots. I'm not real sure what the Patriots have done to warrant being the largest road favorite in the history of the Conference Championship weekend. That is a true statement. They are the largest road favorite in the history of Conference Championship weekend. And I'm sorry, we have way overreacted to the Jarrett Stidham thing.
So that lead, because it's what, 5.5, 6, something?
It's 5.5.
So we have never had
Not on the road.
Huh.
They're a road favorite.
Road favorite.
So Denver's at home.
Yeah.
Denver has a monster defense. The Patriots have not exactly been world beaters the last couple of weeks. I would like to remind people, before we get to exactly what's going to happen with Jarrett Stidham, Drake May, and nobody's talking about it because they're here, but Drake May has 5 turnovers in the 2 playoff games. Nobody's talking about that. He has 1 interception in each of the Chargers and Texans games. He also had 2 fumbles in the Chargers game, only lost 1.
Yeah.
And he had 4 fumbles in the Texans game, and he only lost 2. So he has 5, could easily be 8 in 2 games. Again, I don't know why the Patriots are this big of – well, I do know why the Patriots are this big of a favorite. It's because of the overreaction to Jarrett Stidham. So what I think is going to happen, and we talked about this when it first happened. I think it was Monday. Or no, we weren't here Monday. It was yesterday's show. One of Sean Payton's first moves when he got to Denver was bringing in Jarrett Stidham. Many think Sean Payton wanted to start Jarrett Stidham over Russell Wilson in his first year there. He has known Sean Payton to have very good relationships with his quarterbacks, and he loves Jarrett Stidham, so much so that he signed him to a new deal in March. So when Sean Payton, this is not every coach, but when there are certain coaches, when they really like a quarterback, you respect that. Andy Reid is one of them. Sean Payton is another one. He really liked Bo Nix. He handpicked Nix, and a lot of people questioned that. Well, that's worked out. So there are some guys who, when they like a quarterback, you take note. And so I think he's going to have Stidham ready to go. Stidham absolutely knows his offense. I also think there's the sort of the unknown factor with him, where the Patriots don't really know what to expect from Stidham. So some wrinkles there with Sean Payton's offensive mind. I think all of that, Stidham will be better than people think. But I think exactly what's going to happen is it's going to come down to the fourth quarter, just like all of these games do. And Jarrett Stidham is going to remind people that he is indeed Jarrett Stidham, and that's how the Patriots will advance to the Super Bowl. That's how it's going to go down. You heard it here first. Well, maybe not first, but you heard it here. And you can yell at me next week when I'm wrong, or if I'm wrong, which I won't be.
And I'll just take the other side of it. I see why New England is a 5.5-point favorite. Again, I would like to point out, like the whole Nick Foles thing. Nick Foles was a seasoned starter. Nick Foles had already had a big year. Like, Nick Foles was a really quality backup with a lot of experience. Jarrett Stidham has started 4 games. Ever. He's 1-3 of those with 8 touchdowns and 8 picks. Like, this isn't like turning. There's a lot of quality backups in the league that have been around a long time, right? And you rely on experience. It's the whole Phillip Rivers thing. Dude, this is essentially the first. This guy has not taken a snap in 2.5 years. And his first live bullets in 2.5 years is going to be against the New England Patriots. And you can say whatever you will about New England, but with all of their offensive problems and the Drake May turnovers, they held the LA Chargers and Justin Herbert to 3 points. They held the Houston Texans to 16 points. And they caused the Houston Texans offense to completely melt down, and the Chargers offense had nothing to speak of. This is also, let me point out, a Denver offense that at times, even with Bo Nix, put up giant lame-o games. It was against the Raiders. They put up 10 points. Their offense in general sometimes for 3 quarters can grind to a halt, and that's with Bo Nix. And we like Bo Nix. So I'm expecting Jarrett Stidham in his 5th game ever, not having played for 2.5 years, to go in on the biggest stage against the New England defense that has made two pretty competent quarterbacks. Well, one really good quarterback and a quarterback that we think is okay, but I think he's kind of ass. And we expect him to rise above. This is going to have to be run the ball, play conservative, and hope that you can drag New England into a deep water fourth quarter game. And I just don't see how that's going to happen. I expect New England to just shut down the Denver run game and dare Sean Payton and Jarrett Stidham to throw the ball. Dare you to do it. And if he can, more power to you. I just have zero faith, and I mean zero. We love these sorts of stories that, the backup's the most popular guy in the world. I just think there's a huge difference between someone that's been around the block and has seen a lot of things and a kid who still has a dry diaper and we're about to throw him in there and say, hey, kid, go do this.
I have a lot of faith in Sean Payton, and he's had success with backup quarterbacks in the past. Back in 2019, Teddy Bridgewater went 5-0 as a backup. Jameis Winston, 2021, went 5-2. That same year, Jameis Winston, Trevor Siemian were backup quarterbacks. They started 11 games. They went 25 touchdowns, 6 interceptions combined. If it was any other coach, I don't know.
All quarterbacks that have been around the block a bunch too.
Trevor Siemian, though. I mean, come on. That's nothing good. I don't think Stidham's not going to blow the world up, but I think it's too much of an overreaction to say it's a 7-point difference in the point spread. Denver would have been a 1.5-point favorite over New England. Now they're 5.5-point dogs. I just think it's too much of an overreaction to that.
Someone asked if Bo Nix was healthy, what do you think the spread would be? Well, they've already said that Denver would be a 1.5-point favorite. So that's why Steven is saying it's a 7-point swing.
7-point swing.
Just because of the Bo Nix.
And I just think Sean Payton will be able to scheme something up to make it so they can have
in 1 week. Yeah.
Well, what Sean Payton wants, I think what your point is, and I agree with this. What Sean Payton wants, look, he's behind the 8 ball. He's on his backup quarterback. Okay, no one is saying that Jarrett Stidham is a world beater. What they are saying is Sean Payton is a good enough offensive mind and a smart enough guy to understand that he knows he's not going to have a star with his backup quarterback. He just needs a guy that can do what he asks him to do. Sean Payton knows what it's going to take to win this game. And he's not going to ask Stidham to do anything more than Jarrett Stidham can do. So I think where the advantage there is, they have that relationship, and Payton does trust Stidham. So therefore, it's really less about Stidham. Although we could be cracking the mic here on Monday, and Jarrett Stidham has 5 turnovers, and you're like, oh my God, that's all on Stidham. It's less about that and more about how Sean Payton is able to scheme with him. It's being overlooked. I think that element, what you're talking about, seems to be not reflected in the betting line, and there's a lot of people that believe that has moved way too far in favor of New England because of that.
It's that, and it's
that
Denver defense too. I think we are underestimating that as well. Drake May, second year, first road playoff game in a crazy environment in Denver. We know that's a really tough place to play. I just think it's swung a little too much. I do think, if I'm picking with my life, New England's going to win the game. But we've swung too much in the other favor. I think Denver has a lot going for them still, even with a backup quarterback.
And I just couldn't disagree more because I think their offense had very little going at times this year with Bo Nix. And now in a week's time, here comes a guy that hasn't taken a snap all year. And we're like, the idea of not having taken a snap all year, that guy has not played a meaningful snap of football.
That's scary.
Not this year, not last year. You have to go back 2.5 years. Boy, if they do this and Denver does this, this will be one of the great accomplishments. Because for all that we can talk about Denver's defense, again, New England's defense right now, at what point do we give credit to New England? We give credit to Denver, obviously.
I don't think they're going to get it unless they win the Super Bowl because the Jarrett Stidham thing is going to be the excuse this week. The C.J. Stroud 18 turnovers in the cold weather is going to be the excuse there, and then the Chargers were just
they couldn't block.
They couldn't block. Yeah, you and I. So they're not going to get credit.
But I would like to point out that Chargers team that couldn't block anyone all year still won 11 games and had one of the better quarterbacks in the league, and they held them to 3 points. I guess I'm the other way. This is not about me crapping on Denver so much as saying it's a 14-win team that has handled 2 playoff games now with ease, has blown out these 2 teams, and now we're facing a quarterback that, and again, an offense that isn't that dynamic, that receivers drop the ball, that all year we've talked about their offense being and now, hey, by the way, let's take a wonky offense, give it a guy that hasn't played in 2.5 years, and now we're like, well, I don't know, New England. They went. Your record at this point is what it is, and I just am not going to disrespect New England by saying they should not be a 5-point favorite. Because I'll tell you right now that if Bo Nix was playing in this game, and Drake, who's New England's backup? I don't even know who the Patriots' backup is. But if Drake May got hurt and they went to Jarrett Stidham, who was in New England, no one would be saying, well, I can't believe Denver's favored by a touchdown.
Well, no, they wouldn't because it's Vrabel and not Peyton.
I got Josh Dobbs as the backup quarterback.
Josh Dobbs, who, by the way, is way better than Jarrett Stidham. And yet they would still be underdogs. And we'd be like, well, that's about right. The allure of Sean Payton, I don't know. Sean Payton's a really good coach, but
he's got a lot of respect.
He doesn't get to fart on a quarterback and all of a sudden have that quarterback be great. That's not the way this works. If that was the case, Russell Wilson would have been good.
Well, we shall see.
Stop making good points.
He did win a game with Taysom Hill though, so.
Well, I would say this about the Russell Wilson thing. I'd push back on and say Russell Wilson was a disaster. And I mean a disaster before he got to Denver. And Denver, at least, Sean Payton. Look, he can't work miracles. We just said that.
Yeah.
Jarrett Stidham, there will not be a miracle. Yeah. But he made Russell Wilson way better as a starting quarterback, even at the age of 38. Even you admit that. He was much better in Denver than he was the year. What was he, Pittsburgh the year before? Or was that the Pittsburgh year?
No, he was.
He went Denver to Pittsburgh.
He went
Seattle to Denver, and then he had Nathaniel Hackett, and that was like
that's what it was.
That was brutal.
So the Hackett, he was so bad, and then Peyton comes in and makes him, made him respectable.
Yeah. I just don't like the Nick Foles thing. Nick Foles in 1 year had 27 touchdowns and 2 picks and was a Pro Bowl quarterback.
Well, Stiddy hasn't had his chance.
And then years later, won that Super Bowl coming in. So let's not.
If somebody would have given Stiddy the Nick Foles, like Stiddy and Chip Kelly, would anybody beat them?
Let's not take Stiddy and try to compare him to Nick
anybody?
Foles.
And by the way, do you know who Nick Foles beat in the NFC Championship game?
The New England Patriots? Or no, in the NFC title game?
Yeah, the quarterback that he beat.
No, I don't.
The team was the Vikings. Do you know who the quarterback was?
That Vikings team. Who would have been that? Was that? I'm trying to think of who the quarterback would have been.
Case Keenum.
Oh.
There's a good one.
Not exactly a murderer's row.
But in fairness to Nick Foles,
he beat Tom Brady.
The prior week, he beat Matt Ryan.
Yeah.
And in the Super Bowl, he beat Tom Brady. I don't know if you've heard of him.
I've heard of him.
But he's pretty good.
Tom Brady lost to Eli Manning and Nick Foles.
Right.
The Super Bowl.
So the thing about Brady is you just needed a worse quarterback to beat him.
Yes.
So Case Keenum, not Case Keenum, but Jarrett Stidham against Tom Brady? I mean.
Same guy.
Same thing. Same thing. Cakewalk.
All right, did Justin Herbert just get his man? That's next on The Fan.
Now, from the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
This update brought to you by Mountaintop Metal Roofing. No maintenance, energy efficient, fire resistant, and lifetime warranty. Do it once, do it right. Visit mountaintopmetalroofing.com. First on the Fan. During the team's season-ending press conference, 49ers general manager John Lynch stated that wide receiver Brandon Ayuk has played his final snap with the 49ers. Ayuk signed a 4-year, $120 million deal with the Niners back in 2024 and will not be back with the Niners next season. Bills general manager Brandon Beane told reporters that quarterback Josh Allen may need to get the procedure done on his foot during the offseason, but he does expect Allen to be at full strength when the team heads into OTAs next season. New York Yankees and outfielder Cody Bellinger are in agreement on a 5-year, $162.5 million deal. Former MVP hit 272 with 29 home runs last season. Oregon State, they have found their new defensive coordinator after Lance Gibson bolted for Memphis. Former Colorado head coach Mike McIntyre is the new DC in Corvallis. McIntyre was last with Mississippi State as a defensive analyst last season. The former TCU head coach Gary Patterson is trending to become the new defensive coordinator for the USC Trojans. For more sports scores and stories in 30 minutes, I'm Stephen Vaughn from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt and missing work, insurance companies acting like jerks. Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at WarrenAllen.com.
I don't think I could eat meat.
All right, welcome back. Hour 2. Already a break behind.
Big deal.
Whoops.
Yeah, whoops is right. We're fighting about football again.
Is football
So passionate. We're like Stephen A. Smith and who's that Dingleberry on?
Mad Dog?
Yeah. Is he on?
I think he's on that first take.
First
whatever.
Take with
Yeah.
him now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like how Stephen A. walks around as if he's a gangster. That's everywhere he goes. He's like strolls places. You don't want me as an enemy. Okay, Stephen.
That was a good little Stephen A. whisper.
He does that when he wants to threaten people. I'm not certain
Caitlin Clark is
what he's
white.
threatening. That's the Kevin Durant. You don't want me as an enemy. I'm sure Kevin Durant is terrified of what you might say, Stephen.
Justin Herbert may have just gotten Mike McDaniel as his offensive coordinator.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, we don't know yet because it sounds like McDaniel has agreed to go to the Chargers, but only if he is not hired as head coach of the Ravens or the Raiders.
Yeah.
It's not done yet.
Now I'm certain I want that Raiders head coaching job, although you'd get to pick your quarterback, although the quarterback is probably Mendoza, so it depends on what you think of that. But I just don't know. Like, if you're Mike McDaniel, we've said this many times, you're a failed coach. It wasn't bad in Miami, but obviously you got moved on from. This is the Josh McDaniels thing. You only get one more crack at this. Like, if he goes to the Raiders and they just do Raider things and he falls on his ass, you're done. So I would be very selective. Now, the Ravens job, you get the Ravens job, sign up for it. I mean, that's a no-brainer, right? You have a team that it's a good organization. You have one of the best quarterbacks of the last 20 years. Feels like you're always a contender. That makes sense. But I'll tell you what, if I'm on my last gig, I ain't taking that Raiders job. I'll go be the OC with the Chargers. The Chargers with a healthy O-line next year, and we'll see what happens if Minter ends up going someplace. But the Chargers should be one of the Super Bowl favorites next year. And I get to go work with Justin Herbert and that crew, knowing that in a year or two, if we do what we think we're capable of doing, well, now I've got my pick of the jobs. And it's, I'm not taking a bare basement sort of Raiders thing. I mean, the Raiders are a joke.
They are, but I bet it's pretty alluring when Tom Brady sits you down and looks you
Probably.
in the eye and says, I want you to be my coach.
Well, that's what they said about, Pete Carroll and Geno Smith, and how'd that work out?
Well,
Ba-
like I said, I mean, I'm just saying. I'm guessing it's probably pretty cool
Sure.
when Tom Brady just says, "Hey, I want you to be my guy." I mean, that's a lot of pedigree,
I
but I get it.
I just know bad organizations are going to be bad organizations, and the Raiders are a bad organization, and that's not where I'm.
Well, Miami's a bad organization, and he went there.
Yeah, and he did okay. He went to the playoffs.
I like
and
McDaniel.
I do too.
In LA, I think well, first of all, he won't have to switch out his joggers. He can wear his joggers,
That's true. And
nice
supposedly,
weather.
that is a factor for him, as he would like to be somewhere with nice weather.
Yeah, I mean, I could see him going to Vegas or LA. I mean, I don't think it's a coincidence that those teams are on his radar because of he's just that kind of. I mean, he's got designer sunglasses, for heaven's sakes. He's got like 18 pair. Like he can't. I mean, what's he gonna do? Go to Baltimore?
You can't wear transition lenses in Baltimore, can you?
Right.
You'd be like the new. I like that he's the new sexy George Seifert. Ron Rivera was a transition man as well. Takes a bold move to wear transition lenses on the sidelines, let alone with your little long ankles.
Little long ankles.
Yeah. Well, they're tiny, but he pulls those things up, so he's got the longest ankles in the game right now. But they're tiny little bird legs. I like what he's got going on. He's a very bright offensive mind. I just, this is his last hurrah. You better make sure you end up at a place that you can win. Because, look, can we be honest? Like in the NFL, like some of these jobs that these guys take, I don't know if it's an indictment on them. Like they're death sentences. If you go to a bad organization with a bad GM, poor roster construction, mismanaged, and you don't have a quarterback, look, you're gonna get canned.
Football's football.
There's a reason why. Like we had 10 openings. Should we play the fun game of in 3 years of these 10 coaches that are going to get hired? If I put the over/under in 3 years that 7 of them will be fired, are you taking the under?
No, I think that's a lock. The over.
Yeah, because most of the time
I'm betting that hard.
they're bad teams. Like you would figure the Ravens coach is going to be fine.
Well, Halfley's going to be gone.
Yes,
That was a terrible hire. Miami has no idea what it's doing. Who else has been hired? Harbaugh will still be there.
I'm not certain.
But Mike, Joe Shane won't.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw any of that press conference. Oh my God.
Well, did you see any of the Bills press conference today?
Well, that's a whole nother segment.
Yeah.
We got audio of that. But if you haven't seen the Giants Joe Shane thing, Joe Shane is the GM of the Giants.
Yes.
And many people believe he should have been fired. He was not. The coach was fired.
And it sounds like Harbaugh wasn't really excited about working with him.
Just go watch the press conference. First of all, Shane is terrified on the podium to introduce John Harbaugh. Like, he looks like he's about to have a panic attack.
Yes.
And then John Harbaugh walks up, man shakes his hand, the real I'm in charge now type of handshake. And Joe Shane and John Harbaugh literally start standing on their tippy toes to see who is taller. I'm not kidding. It's already a long D contest between those two. And guess who's going to get fired?
Yeah.
It's not going to be Harbaugh. No. So, and Shane knows it. And they even asked him about it. They asked Shane about it afterwards. They were like, well, what do you think? Chris Mara basically said John Harbaugh is going to call all the shots. How do you feel about being neutered, Joe? And Joe's like, well, I don't worry about that too much. Look, everywhere I've been, there's always been a collaboration. Dude, it's already a mess. Yes. So Harbaugh will stay. Yeah. Mara's going to go with Harbaugh, and he's going to ride with Harbaugh. Yeah. Who's the other coach that got hired? Who else do we have?
Saleh
has a chance.
Yeah, Saleh in Tennessee.
Stefanski.
He has a chance.
Stefanski in Atlanta.
He has a chance. So there's 3 that have a chance. Who else do we have?
We'll
do we have any bad?
Well, no. Like
What
no one wants the Cardinals job. Like they can't find one. Like people are turning it down.
The
left
Browns
and right.
too.
Yeah, the Browns. Like no one wants to coach there.
Right. So those 2, whoever gets hired there, I don't even care who it is.
And by
They'll
the way,
be fired.
That's the thing. Like with the Browns and the Cardinals, like people that are on their last leg don't want that because it's viewed. Both of those jobs are viewed as I'm going to take the money and I'm going to get fired. And neither one of those jobs is going to pay you gargantuan sums of cash. So they're just bad jobs.
So the Raiders is also a bad job.
Oh,
so that guy will get fired.
That. The only thing that the Raiders have going for them is it's Las Vegas. Some people may want to live in Las Vegas, and maybe the Tom Brady thing. Although, why do we think Tom Brady knows what he's doing assembling a team?
We don't. I just making the point with McDaniel that I'm sure when you get in a room with Tom Brady and he convinces you he wants you as his coach, that's probably pretty sexy.
Yeah.
Who else needs a coach?
So the
Browns, Raiders.
The Dolphins need a coach.
No, they hired Halfley.
Oh, sorry.
Browns, Raiders.
Well, the Bills.
Cardinals, Bills. That's 4. Is that it?
Let's look and see where we're at. pull up a list.
I'm missing some hires.
Yeah, so the Giants got one, Falcons got one, Dolphins got one, Titans got one, Cardinals need one, Ravens need one, Bills need one,
Baltimore.
Browns need one, Raiders need one.
Yeah,
Oh,
so-
and the Steelers.
Yes, okay. That's the one I'm forgetting. Steelers. So there's 6 openings left.
Yes. See, now if I was a coach, whether it was my first time or a retread, Pittsburgh to me is a really good job in that, yes, you're probably going to go through a little bit of a teardown here, but it's a great organization with a really good history, and there's patience there. You're not going to get canned after a year or two. So if I was going to bet, and I didn't have a quarterback, and none of the Raiders don't have a quarterback, Cleveland doesn't have a quarterback, I would gladly take the Pittsburgh job and believe that we can tear this down a little bit and maybe go through a rebuild and find my guy, rather than betting on the Browns or the Cardinals, or certainly like with Jeff Hafley, the Dolphins. The only reason Hafley took that job because that's the only job he could take, and that's the guy that's guaranteed to get fired. He wasn't a head coach if it wasn't that he had a relationship there in Miami, and that's how he got it. That's nepotism. He doesn't deserve that job, and that's not going anywhere. He's not winning with Tua.
Well, what's going to happen is, we've seen this blueprint. What's going to happen is Jeff Hafley will win some games early, or there will be a few moments where it was like, oh, Jeff Hafley. And then the league will adjust, and then he will suck. And then the next year, he will lose his team, and they will suck so bad that they will have to be fired. He won't make it 2 years. We've seen this so many times.
I'm a little surprised that Stefanski took the Atlanta job. And maybe that's the one job he could get. But, again, you're getting an impatient old owner in Arthur Blank that's obviously wants to win and win now, and you're either tying your wagon to, and there's some offensive talent there with Drake London and Bijan Robinson, but you're tying your wagon to either 8 million-year-old Kirk Cousins or Michael Penix coming off another major injury, and an impatient owner. Again, Stefanski, if it doesn't work here in Atlanta in 2 years and he cans you, you're not getting another job.
Yeah, I think that, isn't Arthur Blank considered one of the better owners?
Yes, but he is old and he is impatient, and he wants to
Well, I
win,
know.
and he wants to win right
But you're
now.
asking why a guy takes a job. It's probably because Arthur Blank has a really good reputation.
Yeah.
You know, it's like you want to work for a good owner, and Arthur Blank has that rep. So that's probably why he took that job. By the way, 2 other notes. This is Justin Herbert's.
I'd like to point out, though, that since Dan Quinn, they've been through, in the last 5 years, they've been through now 4 coaches. So again, he's getting impatient.
This is Justin Herbert's 5th offensive coordinator since 2020.
Yeah. Stuff.
And the other guy that's out there is Brian Daboll. And apparently, according to Diana Rossini, Brian Daboll wants the Bills job.
Yeah.
If he does not get it, Rossini is reporting that Daboll is going to be the offensive coordinator in Tennessee with Cam Ward.
See, I would be on board with that. I get why Buffalo's looking at Daboll, because he was obviously instrumental in getting Josh Allen to be one of the better players in the league. So whatever you think of Daboll there in New York, I see that connection. But there's another guy that if he was available, dude, sign me up. I'm going to Tennessee, and I've got a young quarterback that I like. And why not pair him with one of the really good offensive minds going that, again, developed Josh Allen. So if you're Robert Saleh, and the thing that derailed you in New York was your quarterback and your offense, you have a quarterback now. Go find someone that can develop him. I would just go ask Brian Daboll again, what do you need? Same thing like when McDaniel ended up going to L.A. I'd be like, what blank check do you want to be my offensive coordinator? Like, the amount of money that the NFL spends on players and all this crap, I will never understand the idea of being cheap on coaching staff. Spend the money there. It makes the difference.
All right, there's nothing better. Everybody knows this. This is universal. There's nothing better than beef in the NFC South.
Unknown beef. We didn't even know this was the thing.
Out of nowhere beef.
Yes.
So great. We'll get to that next on The Fan.
Try it again, please.
All right, real quick before we get to ITN, Baker Mayfield has made headlines. He's on social meds. You know, you're no one unless you're on social meds, man.
Got to be hot takes and beef.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. Nothing sells like beef. And, of course, Kevin Stefanski's now the coach of the Falcons. He was Baker Mayfield's coach in Cleveland.
Yeah, they won a playoff game together.
And some guy named Orlando Ledbetter, which is a great name.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, it's D. Orlando Ledbetter of the Atlanta Journal-Constitution, tweeted, Falcons' Kevin Stefanski had a dumpster fire at quarterback in Cleveland. Baker Mayfield and Deshaun Watson failed, which started a chain reaction to 11 other starters. And then he posts his article, right?
Sure.
Well, Baker clapped back at that. Baker saw that.
Well, to be fair to Baker, dumpster fire is a really strong word, but it is often amazing to me that someone who is worth a lot of money and is a really good quarterback in the NFL has to clap back at someone he doesn't know posting a random article calling him a dumpster fire. Like,
well, that's Baker. I mean, we know he's a douche.
He's thin-skinned.
So he claps back and he says, failed is quite the reach, pal. The old pal.
Yeah. What's up, buddy?
Still waiting on a text/call from him after I got shipped off like a piece of garbage. Can't wait to see you twice a year, coach.
Oh, we got some beef.
Wow.
Got some beef, Stefanski.
That's good stuff.
That is good stuff.
Well, I mean, you're right. Baker he did not fail in Cleveland. As a matter of fact, he had the resurrection in Cleveland.
Yeah, and then he got hurt.
Because remember, they went to that playoff game. They hadn't won a playoff game since 1994.
Yeah, they won. Remember all the Bud Light like fridges opened up because they won a game there in Cleveland, and
well, they went 11-5.
Yeah, and they thought they had their guy, and then the next year he played with a bum shoulder and he shouldn't have played. He tried to play through it. It was a bit of a disaster, and they did not pick up his option, and yeah, they moved on from him.
But I mean, really the only thing he's saying here is that
it was classless to not reach out to me.
Yeah, and I tend to agree with that. Like, why wouldn't Stefanski just be like, hey man, thanks for everything? Nothing.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean that.
And by the way, we don't really know that. That's just Baker's version of what happened.
Yeah, that's true.
So.
That's true. But if he's right, I mean, that's kind of a crappy thing to do, Stefanski. You little sex kitten. My wife wants to hump him.
You little sex kitten.
She loves him. She thinks he's hot.
Really?
Yeah.
Kevin Stefanski?
Yeah. She thinks he's hottie.
Interesting.
She's like, who's that?
Well, to be fair, he kind of has an Isaac Ropp look about him.
Well, of course.
Is it possible that she just wants to hump you?
Well, actually, I beg to differ.
I mean, really, especially now that there's more gray in the beard.
Yeah, we look a lot alike.
You got some Stefanski in you.
She must like the salt and pepper.
I'm just saying. Maybe this is just subliminally. God, I can't say it.
Yeah.
This is her subliminal message to you saying, Rob, put out more. She wants you.
Well, I do.
Do you?
I do.
It's insane.
It's not what I heard.
Yeah. Not according to Kevin Stefanski.
I can't put out any more than I do. I'm at max.
That's unsuckable. You're at max capacity.
Maybe she should go get Kevin Stefanski if she wants more.
It's possible. Can you grab yours? Is it long enough to really?
Some places. Well, anyway.
All right. So continue with your beef because there's another piece to this beef.
Oh, there is? I didn't see it.
Oh, you didn't see the other beef?
No. Did Stefanski?
No. Joe Thomas.
What's he want?
I thought you. So you.
No, I don't know that part.
You're only up on.
Yeah, just his
partial beef.
Partial beef.
So Baker Mayfield sends his beef at Stefanski.
Okay.
And Joe Thomas.
He's the old offensive lineman of the Browns.
Who you can't throw any shade at. He's one of the best offensive linemen ever.
He was all right.
Hall of Famer. No big deal.
Fine.
Joe Thomas, longtime Cleveland Brown,
Yeah.
says that he quote tweeted Baker Mayfield's piece of trash. I could be wrong, ... but I've heard that communication is a two-way street, and there were no laws against you, Baker, sending Stefanski a text or calling him after you got traded. Looking glass emoji.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
How about Joe Thomas being like, hey, Baker, why don't you stop being a little bitch and call Stefanski? So that's fair, it's another layer of the beef.
Yeah, but I mean, listen, first of all, Joe Thomas, don't insert yourself into someone else's beef. This has nothing to do with you.
Well, I mean, he is attacking Joe Thomas's coach.
But if I'm just being impartial here, I would think it would be on the leader to call the subordinate who he fired. I mean, that's not.
Is it possible that Baker Mayfield didn't like Kevin Stefanski and
Yes.
kind of iced him out, and so Stefanski was like, "Hey man, you don't want to talk to me, I'm not going
Yeah,
to talk to you."
of
And then
course.
Baker decides to be a little bitch and be like, "Oh, we're not talking now."
Well, of course, that's possible. So let's hear that side of it.
Yeah.
I mean, all I have to go on is what Baker Mayfield is saying.
All
and
I know is
if that's true, I think the coach should lob him a call.
Baker Mayfield is getting it on behind a cheesecake factory and is known to be a kind of an immature little bitch. Joe Thomas is one of the most respected players in the history of the league and is 1,000 times better at what he does than Baker Mayfield. So the fact that Joe Thomas is coming to the defense of Kevin Stefanski, to me, in the battle of beef of the telephone tags here going around, I'm going to put more weight in what Joe Thomas is saying. And Kevin Stefanski, by the way, will probably not comment on this because why would you get into a Twitter beef? Does it say something about Baker Mayfield that he felt the need to start Twitter beef with a coach that Baker Mayfield hasn't been with in like 5 years?
Sounds a little insecure to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, we know that about him. It's just I don't know. I can't root for the Bucks though, so I don't know. I don't know who's going to be. I'm going to have to root for the Panthers out there in the NFC South.
Yeah. Could be.
No, not could be. I'm going to root for the Panthers.
We'll see
I
what
can't
happens.
root for the Falcons.
Is that official?
You're really
Yeah.
going to root for
Breaking
them?
news?
I don't buy
Who's the
that
other
for
team?
a second.
Oh, I'm going to take my Saints. I like my
I was
Saints.
going to say, you're really going to root
My Saints.
for the no one roots the Panthers.
Tyler Shuck. That's my new guy.
Eh?
I'm going to get a Tyler Shuck jersey.
Tyler. I
Tell you
don't
what,
know.
there's a
One of-
hottie. You seen that
100%.
guy? Why is he not a male model?
Is he a handsome fella?
Oh, my God, yeah. Should look at him and his wife.
I don't know if I've really paid attention to what Tyler Shuck has got. Oh, well,
Yeah, you attracted?
no, not really.
Huh?
Can I?
Uh-oh. Here it comes.
Break.
It's got Andy Dalton in him.
Oh, Gingy? Is he a Gingy?
Well, no, I think he's that may be a dye job. I'm just. You think that's You think
Do I think what?
You think he's a graduate of the Lank Thompson Handsome Boy Academy?
Yeah, I think he's handsome.
I don't think he is.
All right. Well, we disagree on another thing today.
No, Jake Hayner on the other hand. Remember he was doing that. Wasn't it Hayner that was doing the Saints pose where he was doing like the sexy boy? Wasn't that? I think that was Jake Hayner who was doing that in New Orleans. Like his
yeah.
his team photos were a little they were a little saucy.
Oh, wow, that's Jake Hayner?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Boy,
is,
he does not look like an NFL quarterback.
No, he does not. So
How did I miss this bit?
I don't know.
This is great.
Yeah, and I'm not certain. I think he was doing bits. I think it was like he's the backup quarterback. I don't think that was serious, but he certainly has some Zoolander-esque qualities. Whereas Shuck, well, look, I'm not saying he's a weird-looking dude, but he's some sort of weird amalgamation between Andy Dalton. If Andy Dalton and Carson Wentz had a love child somehow, I feel like it would be Tyler Shuck.
Jake Hayner kind of looks like he'd perform at the Salty Seaman, if you know what I mean.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
Flamingo Heights. All right. Coming up next, it is time for In the News. We have, we have a new polar bear.
We have a new polar bear. Oh. Okay, now I get it. I thought you were talking about Pete Alonso news for a second. I was like, what? When you say polar bear, I think of one guy only.
You're doing great. And we also have the answer to how many people have been convicted of camping on public property since Portland put its foot down.
Infinite?
I'm going to say 3.
3. Okay.
3. It's my over-under is 3.
All right. We will
We're
get to
getting
that.
tough on it.
Coming up next, but first, Stephen with SportsCenter.
Now, from the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
First on the Fan, during the 49ers team-ending press conference, 49ers general manager John Lynch stated that the wide receiver Brandon Ayuk has played his final snap with the 49ers. Ayuk was injured all of this season, but he signed a 4-year, $120 million deal with the Niners back in 2024. But looks like he will no longer be with the team going forward. Bills general manager Brandon Beane told reporters that quarterback Josh Allen may need to get a procedure done on his foot during the offseason. but he would expect Allen to be at full strength heading into OTAs next year. Vikings defensive coordinator Brian Flores has signed a contract extension with the Vikings. Now, if he does not receive a head coaching job during this cycle, he'll be back with the Vikings, but he's still in the running for the Steelers and other head coaching positions. And if not, he'll be back with the Minnesota Vikings. The Yankees and outfielder Cody Bellinger in agreement to a 5-year, $162.5 million deal. Former MVP hit 272 with 29 home runs a season ago. Oregon State, they have found their new defensive coordinator after Lance Guidry bolted from Memphis. Former Colorado head coach Mike McIntyre is in as the new DC down in Corvallis. McIntyre was with Mississippi State last year as a defensive analyst. And USC has their defensive coordinator, former TCU Gary Patterson, who's trending to become the new DC for USC. For more sports scores and stories in 30 minutes, I'm Steve Vaughn from the George McCoy Worn Out Sports Desk. Hurt, missing work, insurance companies acting like jerks, don't call your mom. Call George McCoy Worn Out.
All right, it is Jan 21. Ah, unbelievable. Where'd the time go, huh?
Who's to say?
Am I right?
Happy New
2026, it is time for In the News. I'm your noted newsman. Hello. It's brought to you by the Advocates, injury attorneys at advocateslaw.com. Today is Squirrel Appreciation Day.
Oh, go squirrels. Who doesn't love a good squirrel?
I have no feelings on squirrels.
No?
Yeah, I don't want to hit them with my car or anything,
No.
but when they're running around, I mean,
No, I find
I guess they're kind of cute.
Yeah, I find squirrels to be charming. I would protect a squirrel.
Charming.
Yeah. Squirrels are cute. A little bushy tail and they run around. They're like hiding their nuts. Not only do I have no ill will towards a squirrel, and I have many of them in the yard, but in the backyard nature wars that go on at my house between the raccoons and the possums, the bird fights, there's a big, I guess it's a hawk that lives in a tree that kills everything. I would defend a squirrel. Like if I saw the bird or the hawk going after a squirrel, I would provide shelter and cover for the squirrel.
How would you do that?
Well, maybe I shoo the bird away. You know, yeah. I say if I'm power ranking the animals that roam my yard, raccoon 1, squirrel 2, bunny 3.
Okay.
Squirrel's solid. Squirrel's better than the rabbit.
It is also National Granola Bar Day.
Don't eat a lot of granola bars.
I don't either.
Well, they're good, but they're just it's just awful for you. It's just pure sugar and junk. But a nice, what's the Quaker, the honey and oat one, the green wrapper one?
Yeah.
It's good granola.
We all know that granola
Yeah,
bar.
it's a nice granola bar.
What do you think of the Cliff Bar?
That's the same thing. They're just trash. I mean, you're just eating a candy bar that's labeled a little better.
Well, it's been just over 2 months since Portland police began ticketing people for camping on public property.
How's that going?
You remember this whole bit?
Yeah. Where we were going to,
Crack down.
even though you got 9 chances before we did anything to you, write them a ticket.
Now,
For
the
homeless.
impact that the city's new penalty has had on the criminal justice system and those ticketed is beginning to come into focus as court data has been reviewed by OPB.
Can't wait.
You don't want that.
No.
You don't want OPB sniffing around.
Is that still a thing? I thought we shut down public broadcasting.
Nah, they're still operating.
Okay.
With their soft voices.
Yeah, I thought the POTUS came in Randy Savage style off the top rope.
I'm Isaac Rupp. This is OPB.
Brought to you by a grant from the Chubb Corporation. There's always a grant from some corporation.
Thank you for having me. I cannot be any more dynamic than I am now.
It's like coast to coast. Give me the info. What's happening?
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I got in an OPB
yes,
trance.
I know.
Put me to to sleep.
Happens to the best of us.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so I had you guess how many people have been convicted for violating the camping ban.
I said 3.
You said 3. The answer is, in
It's
Portland,
gonna be 0.
0.
I knew I was getting a little aggressive with that 3. I thought there was at least a couple people that have taunted with their urban camping. So what you're saying is we no longer have an urban camping problem in Portland. That's what I can deduce.
20 people have been charged with violating the rule, but court delays and missed court appearances have kept the citations from advancing.
You're telling me that we gave the homeless bro or gal, broette, a ticket to appear in court for being homeless and camping on the street, and they didn't have the nerve to show. Who could have seen that? Wow.
Yeah. Kind of an upset.
Boy, I would give is it possible? Can anyone show up to these hearings? I would like to be there for the first scheduled hearing of the day, 11 o'clock, and the look on everyone's face when the homeless guy doesn't show up for his court appearance. I don't know what's wrong, Your Honor. I thought he was going to be here this time.
In all cases, those charged with the crime have been released back into the public, and no one has spent time in jail. So I'm sure that comes as a giant surprise to all of you. The Cascade Snowpack is near a record low, Jace.
Yeah.
The base outside Timberline Lodge, they're saying is under 40 inches.
Oh, man. We can't shred any fresh pow. It's none to shred.
That is well below the average. A hydrologist said it is the worst snowpack since the early 1980s. What is happening?
I don't know about you, but I think the weather's been fantastic.
It's a lot of Obama.
This is great.
I do too. I don't mind the cold but sunny.
Yeah. Dude, I've played golf like 4 times this month. It's been amazing. How many times I've been skiing? 0. You know how many times I'd be skiing if we had like 9 feet of snow? 0. See that Russian snowfall, by the way?
No.
Oh my God.
How big was it?
They're saying it's one of the worst snowstorms in recorded history. Russian bros are like, because Putin has everyone fall out of windows. So the trend in Russia now is people are climbing up like 4 and 5 star story rooms, opening the window and jumping out
Into the snow.
It's so high you can Peter Pan off like a 4-story window and it doesn't matter. You just plop in it. Look at some of the photos. It looks like a movie. It looks like AI generated.
So they're saying the far eastern Kamchatka Peninsula.
Oh yeah. I'm sure you're saying that right.
I have a place there.
Little place in the summer.
It got over 6.5 feet of snow in the first half of January and got 12 feet of snow in December.
Yeah,
God.
it's nuts. Look at some of the videos of people jumping. It is not from like little low balconies. They're up there, and you're like, oh my God, this person's gonna commit suicide. No, it's plop down.
If I gave you riches
Yeah.
and you didn't have to work anymore, would you live
No,
in Russia?
No.
Siberia?
No.
I mean, you can do your own thing.
No.
They're not going to bother you. I mean, they might not bother you.
I'm good.
You're out?
I'm good. Maybe Kazakhstan. I'm gonna go get one of those neck beards and like wrestle bears with all those UFC guys. Dude, that might be the last place on earth that I want anything to do with. We're good. We're good.
What if I told you that no one, you just be by yourself? No one, you're like,
What am I gonna do with all the money then?
live large,
Can I
man.
bring in the Hooters?
Yeah, have a mansion. Well, no, you couldn't see the Hooters.
Oh,
But you'd have a
I'm out.
mansion,
I'm out.
a nice pool
Nah, I need the ladies.
for all those warm days.
Yeah, we're talking that. Hey.
Big polar bear news coming up next here on The Fan.
Dirt and spread.
Welcome back to our show. It is in the news, Jan 21, 2026. Hello, thank you, bye. Mentioned big polar bear news for you guys. We got a new polar bear over there at the Oregon Zoo.
Yeah, was it Nora that we shipped out to go
Yeah.
make polar bear babies?
Yeah, Nora's gone.
Now, did we have no polar bears, or did we have a solitary polar bear?
I don't think we had any polar bears. We were waiting for the new polar bear.
So that was the last one. Nora was gone, and then
Yeah.
we were polar bear-less.
Yeah, now we have Kalik.
Oh. Just one isolated polar bear?
Kalik has come from the St. Louis Zoo. Word is he got a little wrapped up into the gang life in East St. Louis.
Kind of a fresh Prince of Bel-Air situation. We sent him out here to start anew.
Yeah, I mean, Oregon's a good place for that, right? Kind of off the beaten path,
so.
a little
Yeah.
slower
I
life.
still feel bad for the Bears. They just like wake up one day and they get darted, and the next thing you know, you're like, where the hell am I?
Yeah, and then they get out of the cage, you're like, what is this?
Jeez. Now is this a male?
Yeah.
You can't find a female for him to do some polar bear stuff with?
Why is it always about sex with you?
Well, if you're a polar bear and you're living in captivity and you have to watch a bunch of rubes and huckleberries throw stuff at you and tell you to dance, isn't the only thing you have looking forward to is that big ball that they slap around in the water and then probably another polar bear to hump?
It's been a very horny show today out of you two.
It has been a little horny show.
Don't rope me into that.
Whatever.
Although I am attracted to Tyler Shuck.
Yeah, and the whole Stefanski thing.
Kalik is a young male polar bear.
You don't think young male polar bears like young males in general? What's on Kalik's mind? All day, every day. It's getting some strange polar bear. We can't hook him up?
Well, it's possible Kalik doesn't even know there are other polar bears. You know what I mean?
Well, do we know if he was by himself in the St. Louis Zoo? Did that mention that in the article?
No.
Incomplete.
But I want to tell you that even though Kalik is a bit of a gangbanger, the glass at the polar bear exhibit is bulletproof.
So we're fine. Don't have to worry about a polar bear drive-by.
We'll be okay. You know that Oregon has just one Winter Olympian. You know the Winter Olympics are coming up.
Yeah.
Like next week.
And half the venues aren't even done.
Where is it this year?
It's in Italy.
Oh.
And like a couple weeks ago, they were it's. I don't know what they're gonna do, but there are a lot of stuff over there that is not complete. It's like whoops. I think it's
I'm
in
sure they'll
Turin,
figure it
Italy,
out.
right? I think.
Yeah, I don't know. First I've heard of it. We'll tell you who our Oregon hopes lie with in the Winter Olympics coming up tomorrow.
Yeah, we're not really known for
No.
winter sports, are we?
Well, no, but I do think that, I'm sure the ski bros are going to yell at me about this. But I think the U.S. ski team at times will be up here because you can ski year-round here. I don't know that for sure, but I'm, I mean, you can ski year-round.
I think you can ski year-round at lots of places that are better than this.
I actually don't think that's true. I don't know how many places you can ski year-round around in the U.S. You might look that up.
Cool.
Could be totally off. Anyway,
Yes, they are in Italy, by the way.
In the News is brought to you by the Advocates, injury attorneys at advocateslaw.com. Coming up next, we'll get you some headlines, what's going on today, and then we have fun with sports audio next hour on The Fan.
Now, from the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
First on the Fan. During the team's season-ending press conference today, 49ers general manager John Lynch stated that wide receiver Brandon Ayuk has probably played his final snap with the 49ers. Ayuk signed a 4-year, $120 million deal with the Niners back in 2024, but missed all of the season with the injury. Does not look like he will be coming back to San Francisco. And Bills general manager Brandon Beane told reporters that quarterback Josh Allen may need to get a procedure done on his foot during the offseason, but he does expect Allen to be full strength heading into OTAs next year. And Brian Flores, the Vikings defensive coordinator, has signed a contract extension with the Minnesota Vikings. And this is on contingent if he does not receive a head coaching job this cycle. He still has his name in the hat for a couple different jobs, including the Pittsburgh Steelers. Yankees and outfielder Cody Bellinger are in agreement on a 5-year, $162.5 million contract. Former MVP hit .272 at 29 dingers last season for the Yankees. Oregon State may have found their new defensive coordinator after Lance Gisby bolted for Memphis. Former Colorado head coach Mike McIntyre is set to be the new DC down in Corvallis. McIntyre was with Mississippi State last season as a defensive analyst. And USC may have found their guy defensive coordinator, former TCU head coach Gary Patterson, trending to become the new DC for the USC Trojans. More sports scores and stories in 30 minutes. I'm Stephen Vaughn from the George McCoy Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt and missing work. Insurance companies acting like jerks. Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at WarrenAllen.com.
The Fan.
All right, welcome back. Hope you're having a nice little Wednesday. We are your sportsmen here. I am Isaac. And Big Sook's right over there.
And by the way, the Google has told me. I would never have guessed that, but yes, Timberline, the only place in the United States where resort skiing is offered year-round.
That's the only one.
Only one. You can backcountry ski in, like, heli-ski up in Alaska, places in Colorado and in the Rockies, but the only resort level year-round skiing is, now I don't think it's very good skiing, but you can go year-round here in the great state of Oregon. Said some of the longest is up in Washington, like Rainier and Shasta in California. They have some of the longest seasons, but it is not year-round.
I thought you could ski year-round at Mammoth in California.
Used to, and now no. So again, you can
Did they close it or?
Yeah, backcountry ski, but not resort skiing.
All right.
Yep.
Well, that'd be why the U.S. ski team is here sometimes in the summer.
I had no idea. Like
There's
that's
nowhere else to go.
Yeah, it just seems like an odd. Like I thought maybe even Alaska, and they said no, not even in Alaska. The melt.
Yeah, you would think like it stays cold in it. The higher up, I mean, like even in the Rockies, like if you have a resort that's, I don't know, 10,000 feet.
Yeah, you would think
it would be
there's enough
year-round snow, wouldn't it? At 10,000 feet.
The other one
Maybe
too,
not.
and it might be one of those things too, where it's not profitable for any resort to be up that high because
Yeah.
It's how many people are skiing in the middle of summer?
You should look up what is the highest ski resort by elevation in the United States.
Okay.
What do you think? Do you think it gets? Do you think there are some over 10,000? Well, yeah, there'd be some over 10,000. Would there be some over 13,000 feet?
So I have it here in front, and both Colorado, Silverton Mountain, Colorado, is almost 13,500 feet. Breckenridge.
Oh.
So that's the highest access to where you can get off on the ski lift is right at 13,000 feet in Breckenridge.
They are that high.
Yep.
Wow. It's way up there, man.
Yeah, they're all Colorado, by the way. Like the highest ski resorts, it's all
Well, that's our largest mountain range, right?
Telluride's in
What about-
Colorado. The 5 biggest are all in Colorado.
What about Alaska, though?
I'll
Did
look-
it include Alaska there?
so most of the
Are
like,
your peaks that high in Alaska?
well, like Denali is the largest mountain in North America, but like they don't have a
they don't have ski
they
resort.
don't have ski resort on it.
Why not?
I don't think
What's
any,
the matter
well, it's a national park too. That
Oh, come on.
sorry about
Got to
that.
get some turns in when I'm at Denali, bro.
I think Alaska is more of a backcountry sort of situation.
Yeah.
Like
There's
if-
not a lot of people traveling up
No,
there.
no. Again, in order to have a ski resort, it has to be a destination. I'm not sure everyone in the middle of winter is going up to Alaska.
Well, I'll tell you what, you got a ski resort up there. Might get me up there. Otherwise, I'm never going to see Alaska.
Go in the summer; it's way better.
I don't think I will, but I'll take your word for it. Coming up tonight in the club hour of our show, we have new emojis. Steven alerted me that the emoji board is about to change.
Really,
Yeah. You excited?
it's been a while since I think what's the last real emoji that has like come into
The new one?
The new one, like the
That
eggplant.
caught on?
Yeah, the eggplant caught on for a while, and then I think the fist bump was a big one. The turd had its moment. The little turd pile. Like, what's the next hot emoji?
Well, I'm going to tell you.
Hmm.
It's called a tease. We also have animal marvels
Animal marvels.
in the club. Yeah,
Okay.
2 stories. Yeah, one is about coyotes,
Hmm.
and the other is about. Well, I teased this yesterday, but chimps are the only animal we've witnessed using tools
Yes.
until now.
Hmm.
There's a new animal.
Well, I am excited about that.
Using
By the way,
tools.
the highest ski resort in Alaska, it's like 4,000 feet.
4,000.
Yeah.
Wow.
Babies.
Stupid.
Yeah, Alaska does not offer the we're more cross country up there.
Get on that, Palin.
Come on.
She's still up there?
I think everyone up there hates her.
Oh, they run her out of there?
Yeah, I think everyone's done with her up there.
Sarah Palin.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of hot.
Yeah, she had her moment.
Net worth?
Oh, I bet she's worth $5-10 million now, easy.
Yeah, $8 million.
Yeah.
According to CelebrityNetwork.com.
That's what happens, man. That's the only reason to go into politics. You go
Write
in,
a book, baby.
Yeah, go in, get corrupt, get on Fox News, write a book, do some speaking engagements.
Well, we have some fun with sports audio coming up next. You're going to hear Tom Izzo being Tom Izzo.
Yeah, I heard Tom Izzo.
Today in headlines, you got Cody Bellinger going back to the Yankees.
Yeah, there was some talk that maybe the Mets were going to get him, but then they went out and made a different move, which kind of, I guess,
Yeah, they
cleared
got
the path.
Robert
Yeah,
from
Roberts.
the White Sox.
Yeah, who 2 years ago had like great season, and now the last 2 years, he kind of kicks rocks. But
Yeah, I got to tell you, I don't know what the Mets are doing.
well,
Although Bellinger's, he's not great either.
we've revamped. We've revamped this
Have ya?
offseason. Well, yeah.
Have
It's
you?
also got to be hard to play for the White Sox for the last 2 seasons and be motivated
fair.
to do anything.
If you look at him 2 years ago, the guy was phenomenal. He had like 30 home runs and like 90 RBI, and
Is he off the sauce?
I don't know, but like he's still a young guy. He's like 26, 27, but the last 2 years he has sucked. And so I
Sounds
guess
perfect for the Mets.
allegedly 27, you never know.
that's true.
Oh, definitely older than 27. Those guys all lie about their age.
Well, that was the big move. So we couldn't get Cody Bellinger. We couldn't get Kyle Tucker, so we got Bo Bichette. And we couldn't get Cody Bellinger, so we got Luis Roberts. So,
Yeah, Luis, I think it's Robert,
oh yeah, Robert.
but I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's not S. Yeah, it's Robert.
We mentioned Mike McDaniel is likely to be the Chargers offensive coordinator if he doesn't get the Raiders or Ravens head coaching job, which we don't know yet.
Yeah.
But apparently he's like, it's a contingency hire, which is weird.
It is a little
I
strange.
never really heard of that.
Although it makes sense. I mean, basically you're saying, hey, don't go look anywhere else. But obviously, if you get a head coaching job, I don't know.
I just think it's
that
funny.
makes sense.
I think it's funny that guys are now, this is the first year you see hot coordinators who are also hot names for head coach
Yeah.
basically say where they're going to be a coordinator unless they
If.
get a head coaching job. Like Brian Flores came out and said, I'm going to be back with the Vikings if I don't get a head coaching job. And then Brian Dable said, I'm going to be the offensive coordinator of the Titans if I don't get the Bills head coaching job.
It is a little strange, but I mean, I think the idea is that you wanna have your cake and eat it too. And NFL teams, I mean, these are coordinators in the demand. If you're some dip-ass coordinator that's on the verge of something, of getting canned, you can't do this. But every one of those coordinators are hammer guys that the teams are desperate to get or keep. I think if if you're the Chargers, why wouldn't you wait on Mike McDaniel? All right, so you have to wait a week or two. Boo-hoo.
No, it behooves you to
behooves you to wait.
get him on the hook.
Be patient. And unlike college football,
And then sabotage his chances of getting the Ravens job.
that's true. Start spreading a bunch of evil rumors
Jim
about him.
Harbaugh could do that, don't you think?
100%.
He knows people over in Baltimore.
Maybe plant some drugs on him or something. You know?
Yeah, I mean, look at the guy.
Sorry, exactly. Have you seen the clip of him going around taunting Max Crosby?
Mike McDaniel?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. It's funny because he wants the Raiders job, I guess. There's a great clip of, he's mic'd up where it's like 4th and 1, and they call timeout to think it over. And he goes to the sideline. He goes, I'm going to act like I'm changing plays. And he starts yelling about like a play. And then he turns to everyone. He goes, I'm not changing anything. And there never was a play. And they get the Raiders to jump. And then he starts yelling at Max Crosby going, Max, I never had a play called. Never had a play called. Fell for it anyways.
So he got him on a fake play.
Got him on a fake play. And he's taunting Max Crosby.
Well, I wouldn't taunt Max Crosby.
I wouldn't think so either. But I just thought it's go find it. And you can find it on Twitter or whatever. It's a funny clip that I just like Mike McDaniel. I don't know how good a head coach he is, but he's a really good offensive mind. And if you're the Chargers, do what you have to do to land that guy, including sabotaging the job with the Raiders.
All right, now we move on to fun with audio. The Ducks lost again last night. Their basketball season is not going well.
No, it's
spiraling,
sliding away quickly.
But Tom Izzo made headlines with something that he said during the game and after the game. You will hear that, and an NFL owner throws his coaches and a player under the bus. All coming up next on The Fan. Well, the Ducks basketball season is not going well. They are 8-11. They have lost 5 in a row.
Yeah, the Big Ten has been kind to them in football. Not so much in the old round ball.
Well, Biddle's hurts. Shellstad's out for the year.
Yeah.
They
But
just
just in general, the last couple of years, the men and women's team both had it cooking there for a while, and then not so much.
so they play UW on Sunday. UW coincidentally is at Nebraska tonight, and I don't know if you've seen, but Nebraska, I'm not sure that they've lost yet.
When they beat Oregon, was that a week or two ago? They were still undefeated. They were 16-0. I don't know
Yeah.
if they've lost since.
Fred
undefeated.
Hoiberg, what's that?
They're still undefeated.
Yeah, are they? Wow. Anyway, Ken Palm predicts just 2 more wins for the Ducks, so it's going to be kind of a lost season for them. And we'll see if Dana Altman comes back. But last night they played Michigan State, and in that game, Michigan State, shockingly, won.
Yeah.
But a clip went viral of Tom Izzo yelling at one of his players again. This guy's name is Kerr Tang, and he can't guard you or me.
Yeah.
And Tom Izzo was caught on camera telling him that in the huddle. So this is just a little 5-second clip. See if you can make it out. But this is Izzo in the huddle with his team.
You can't guard my mother. My mother.
Okay, did you catch that?
Yeah, he couldn't guard his
Kerr,
mom.
you can't guard my mother.
Now, I'm going to guess that Tom Izzo's mom is dead.
Not dead.
Really?
She is 99.
Oh, my God.
She lives in Appleton, as you will hear him explain here.
I'm guessing that old Kerr Tang probably could guard his 99-year-old mother.
Now, after the game, of course, the media asked Tom Izzo about that. And, of course, as you can imagine,
He was handled it very respectfully.
he doubled down.
It was at one point in the huddle you yelled at one of your players that he couldn't guard your mother.
My mother's 99 and a half, dude.
Did she have some game? That's what I was wondering.
No, that's the sad part. She doesn't have game, and he still couldn't guard her.
Well, the other thing I wondered is when you say something like that, crack a joke,
Oh, I was serious as a jaybird.
are you hoping that it makes them kind of laugh and relax and play as they're capable, or if they laugh, do they get more trouble?
No, I'm the opposite. I'm hoping he's, the word starts with a P, off. I'm hoping that it ticks him off, and maybe he'll play better angry, because some of it was unstomachable, and I haven't said that much this whole year. So yeah, so he has, we're all flying back to East Lansing. He's flying to Appleton. Check USA Today tomorrow. Him and my mom will be going at it in a nursing home in a gym, and we'll see how he does.
God. At least Izzo has resorted to less just angry yelling and adding some funny bits into his
Serious as a jaybird.
into him tearing down his players.
Yeah.
But that is how he coaches. And I got to tell you, so SportsCenter. I didn't watch the Oregon game, but I saw on SportsCenter they were talking about this clip, and they showed Kerr defending. And let me tell you,
It's bad.
he may not be able to guard old Granny Ma there. He's terrible.
Well, he's good enough to guard anyone from Oregon because they was like 68-52, something like that. Izzo did said he told the Oregon faithful to hang in there with Dana Altman. He did.
Well, he's not wrong about that.
He said the 2 injuries with Shellstad and Biddle. He said those are tough. So he said just hang in there.
Well, I will say they were bad before Shellstad went down.
Yeah.
Mama
Well,
didn't
they're
raise no bitch.
they're 1-7 in Big Ten play, and
But he's been out for the whole Big Ten, I think. I think he went out
Shellstad's been out, yes, for a while.
for a
And
while. But
Biddle
I'm just saying, like,
recently went
even
out.
before Shellstad went down and Biddle, they were playing terrible. Like, this was not going to be a good year for them.
At least you're not Penn State and Northwestern, who are both 0-7 in league play.
Yeah, okay.
Do they play Penn State and Northwestern coming up? Because that would, maybe there's your 2 wins that were projected. Was it Ken Palm or whoever you said? Joe Lenardi, who had him winning
Let's take
10
a
more
look.
games?
Yeah, it was Ken Palm.
So maybe they're counting on that big Penn State Northwestern victory.
You might be right. Take a look.
Although both of those guys have better records overall than Oregon, but they've yet to win in league play. So who did Oregon beat in Big Ten play?
Oregon beat
Who did they take down?
Maryland.
Maryland also stinks. by
Yeah,
the
they're
way.
terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've got Ken Palm has Oregon beating Penn State and Minnesota. And I'm here to tell you right now, they won't beat Minnesota.
You watch a lot of Minnesota basketball, do you?
Well, I bet
Okay.
college hoops, and that coach that remember Colorado State in the tournament last year.
Yeah.
They were pretty gritty.
That's the Minnesota
that
coach. Now?
coach went to Minnesota, and they're not good yet, but he's a really good coach.
Nico.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Medvedev.
Mevded, something like that. Yeah.
Does Altman
That
survive this year, or is it?
I don't know. It's a good question.
Because it feels like no one cares, and when no one cares, like you can probably slide a little bit on that. But
I don't know.
it kind of feels like Altman doesn't really care.
I don't think he does.
He's at the point. You would think though, with like he has, like he embraced the transfer portal and bringing international guys in and plugging older. You would think that with Oregon's resources and his kind of acumen, you would think that he would thrive in this world.
I think he's struggling in the NIL space a little bit.
He's tried though. He's missed on some portal guys. Like his team does have a handful of portal guys the last couple of years, and they just haven't worked out.
I just felt like they relied a lot over the years on transfers, and you would think that.
Well, yeah. What I'm saying is, I think he's missed because he's coached. That's just not his style.
Yeah.
I think it takes time, right, under Dana Altman to. I think obviously he's a very good basketball coach.
Yeah.
I just think it takes time.
Yeah.
And when you have rotating cast of characters every year, I think that's harder on him than it might be on some other coaches.
I
A
can see
little
that.
more adaptable.
Well, and Kelly Graves too has kind of fallen on hard times down there with the women's program. Because for a while they were like Sabrina, and that was like one of the best teams in the country. They got the COVID season wiped out, and since then it's just it's like There's not a lot of momentum down there for the Oregon basketball program.
I think Altman is one of those coaches who, I think, and Rob Mullins is smart enough to know this, like, you don't really punt on him unless you think you've got somebody on deck that's way better.
I just remember back before they got him, they had like these grandiose ideas of getting Patino and Izzo.
Yeah,
Dana Altman was real good.
That was not realistic.
No, it wasn't. But I just, you're in the Big Ten, Power League. You got money. You got resources. You have a giant NIL budget. At least in football, you're second to nobody. It's a little surprising that the other money-generating revenue sport, and then the most popular women's sport by far, that both of those are kind of like,
Well, they are this year.
Well, I think they've been for the last handful of years. You talk to Duck fan, and there just doesn't seem to be any sort of any passion, any sort of care. I'll tell you what, this wouldn't fly in football. I'll tell you right. I mean, my God, Dan Lanning loses one game, and people are like, Dante Moore sucks. Dan Lanning can't win the big one. And it feels like the basketball programs, it's like, well, all right, if they end up being good in the tournament, we'll care. But other than that, whatever. It's weird.
I think the travel in the Big Ten has actually hurt basketball a lot in general because it's hard to travel like that. And then with the older Big Ten teams, they're all physical. Like that's the thing is they're going to be physical with you. And so when you have to travel all that time, it's hard to adjust when even like a team like Michigan State goes on the road to Eugene, they're still going to be physical. So I think Oregon just hasn't adapted to the Big Ten style yet in basketball. And it's really hurt them especially.
Well, I'd also argue with you that Dana Altman, he got there in 2011.
Yeah.
There was apathy then.
Yeah.
No one has cared really ever until they go, until they make a tournament run, and then you start to see the Duck fans come out.
Should they care? Shouldn't they only care about football? Because that's the moneymaker right there.
Well, I know, but there's still an idea for a program that funds all of their sports really, really well. Like that is a school that, much like Ohio State, we had the Ohio State AD on one years ago, and he said, we will not field this sport if we cannot put our resources behind it to be one of the best. And Oregon has that. Oregon can put enough resources behind any sport. And it's odd that the others, I mean, track and field obviously is a big deal down there, but I don't know how big a deal track and field is anywhere in the country. But there's three sports that drive college athletics: football, men's basketball, and women's basketball, right? Those are the three big ones that people care about. And it feels like at Oregon, there's only one that anyone cares about. And I don't know, I'm just mildly surprised about that.
So you think if they moved on from Altman, they would need to bring in somebody who's just a little more charismatic?
I would think so.
Stir up that fan base a little bit?
Yeah.
Maybe like a fast-paced offensive style?
Someone that, and Altman has been so good there, but yeah, someone that maybe can goose the crowd a little bit, right? Say what you will, like about, a Mike Gundy when he got to Oklahoma State, or someone that's gonna go before a crowd and get a mic and kind of, I don't know, throw a little heat, brush someone back, have a little bravado to it, because it just doesn't feel like either one of those programs has juice. There was juice in the women's program when they had Sabrina. That program had juice. And I'm not saying they're terrible. As someone points out, I think they're like 14-6, but they're not ranked. It's not a top 25 team right now. They're not ranked. And the men's team has fallen on its face, but Altman usually finds a way to get to the tournament and win a game. But neither one of those programs right now is relevant on the national stage, and it feels like there's a lot of apathy there. And I do think that you would benefit from having a coach that was willing to light a little fire. Look, Lanning wins, and that's the key. When you win, people care. But Lanning is a cult of personality. The all the social media stuff that they do and all the little clips and we're the effing bull and all that. Yeah, I do think that both of those basketball programs could benefit from having a personality like that. Like Kim Mulkey might be the worst human being in women's sports.
Hire
but,
her.
You can't tell me that she doesn't bring a little passion to the women's basketball court. Have something like that. And certainly there's men's basketball coaches that do that. And I think Oregon could benefit from it.
They certainly need that. But ultimately, you hire a good coach. If you move on from Altman, you hire a good coach and he starts winning, people will care.
Sure.
It's just I just think we get a case of this opposed to with Oregon, and we compare them to all these other schools, and they just don't. The college basketball is not a huge thing up here.
No,
it's just not.
But I think it can matter more than it has, because even when they've been winning, I'm not certain that it's where it should be here. And I think part of that is you have a very bland. What do you call him? The Midwestern girl dad?
That's what he seems like.
As the head coach.
All right, coming up next, let's rate the level of unnecessary with these comments.
Let's go.
More fun with audio. But first, here's Steven with SportsCenter.
Now, from the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
First on the Fan, during the team's season-ending press conference today, 49ers general manager John Lynch stated that wide receiver Brandon Ayuk has more than likely played his final snap with the 49ers. Ayuk signed a 4-year, $120 million deal with the Niners back in 2024, but he has been injured. Looks like his time may be done in San Francisco. Bills general manager Brandon Beane told reporters that quarterback Josh Allen may need to get a procedure done on his injured foot during the offseason, but he would expect Allen to be at full strength heading into OTAs next year. New York Yankees and outfielder Cody Bellinger are in agreement on a 5-year, $162.5 million deal. Former MVP hit .272 with 29 home runs a season ago. Oregon State, they have found their new defensive coordinator after Lance Guidry bolted from Memphis. Former Colorado head coach Mike McIntyre is the new DC down in Corvallis. McIntyre was last with Mississippi State last year as a defensive analyst. Former TCU head coach Gary Patterson is trending to become the new defensive coordinator for the USC Trojans. And the Minnesota Vikings defensive coordinator Brian Flores has signed a contract extension with the Vikings. It is contingent, though, that he does not receive a head coaching gig this cycle. He has been in finalists for certain jobs, including the Pittsburgh Steelers. More sports scores and stories in 30 minutes. I'm Steven Vaughn from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt and missing work. Insurance companies acting like jerks. Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at WarrenAllen.com.
1080 AM.
Thanks, I think it's you.
All right, now we have audio of an NFL owner. This is Terry Pagula of the Buffalo Bills. And he was at their press conference.
Masterclass in how to give no confidence whatsoever in your organization. Like, somehow you would think that coaching Josh Allen and that Bills team would be the most attractive job in the NFL that's open, and somehow I think he made that job worse today.
So someone asks, because he's up there with the GM, Brandon Beane.
Mm-hmm.
And Beane's taken some heat because they have Josh Allen and they haven't been able to get over the hump. And the common thought is that Beane hasn't hit on enough pieces around Josh Allen.
Yeah.
Fair. So someone asks him, they don't mention Keon Coleman, but they just say, hey, you know, the wide receiver weapons area around Josh Allen has not been good enough. And they're talking to Brandon Beane about, you know, hey, what do you say to this, to your critics of that? And enter Terry Pagula.
Yeah, can I interrupt? I'll address the Keon situation. The coaching staff pushed to draft Keon. I'm not saying Brandon wouldn't have drafted him, but he wasn't his next choice. That was Brandon being a team player and taking advice of his coaching staff, who felt strongly about the player. And, you know, he's taken, for some reason, heat over it and not saying a word about it. But I'm here to tell you the true story.
What a weird. So there's a power struggle that people are saying between the GM and the head coach. People were asking, did you have the power play and get the coach fired? And now you got the owner jumping in and being like, no. By the way, poor Keon Coleman is just out here catching strays. Like, you want to blame someone, blame that dumbass coaching staff. By the way, there is video going on of the GM at the draft openly talking about glad that Keon Coleman ran a poor 40 because it's going to help the Bills get him. And they drafted him with the first pick in the second round.
There's two clips of him at the draft saying he's going to draft Keon Coleman short of a good offer elsewhere. But I just rate the level of unnecessary from Terry Pagula. Why did you do that?
There's nothing.
So you've done two things. One, they just asked about receivers in general. They did not say anything about Keon Coleman. No. You instantly point the finger right at Keon Coleman. Jesus, man, he's still on your roster. And the second thing that he did was, if I'm anybody sniffing around the Bills' coaching job, he just threw the old coaching staff straight under the bus.
Yep. And all of a sudden now you've got some weird thing where you're going in with the GM, what kind of relationship do you have with it, and the weird owner. Like, you have made that job somehow less attractive.
And didn't Beane get promoted as well?
Yes, he is now in charge of everything.
Right.
He's been promoted. So the owner's like, hey, just so you know, I promoted this dude, and I know everyone's angry about the way the roster is assembled, but don't blame the GM, blame the coaching staff.
Have you seen a loss break a franchise more than the Bills losing
to
the
the Broncos? They are fracturing.
Yes.
It is. You know, instantly when Josh Allen was crying up there, it was like, ooh, this one is hitting different. Yep. You could tell.
Yep.
And now all this stuff that's gone on, Pagula's answering questions. Like Terry Pagula, half the people didn't even know he was still alive. It's the granddaughter, right? Or maybe it's his daughter, the tennis player. Or no, it's the tennis player's mom. So it's his granddaughter that's a tennis player. She's a world-class tennis player.
World-class tennis player.
The mom and the husband are the one, or maybe it's the son and the mom, are running the Bills. Terry Pagula's still alive, and then he shows up at press conferences like, I just want to let you know that I'm just going to blow up the whole franchise here in 45 seconds. God, these owners are idiots.
Yeah. Sometimes the worst thing you can do is open your mouth. There's no reason to. There's no reason. No reason to speak up. None.
So he was trying to protect Beane.
Yes.
So clearly, the new coach, if you are not on the same page with Beane, you ain't on the same page with the owner.
Good luck with that. I mean, look, it's still an attractive job because you have Josh Allen there, but it's funny that sometimes losses expose cracks in the wall, and you wonder why they haven't quite been able to get over the hump, and I get it. You know, someone's got to be held responsible for it, and so ultimately it ends up being the coach.
Well,
but
apparently it's Keon Coleman.
Keon Coleman.
Who has not been great.
He has not. Like, Ladd McConkey went one pick behind him, and if you don't think Ladd McConkey would have made a difference in that offense, you're fooling yourself. But you can go through their entire their entire history of these last handful of years of draft picks. They have not done a nice job of identifying weapons, nor have I think they've done a nice job of identifying difference makers on the defensive side of the ball, nor have they done a nice job of adding free agents to it. Sorry, Joey Bosa was a terrible addition.
Well, that's Brandon Beane.
That's Brandon Beane. So, for all the crap you want to throw at Sean McDermott, I think the reason why he's trying to defend him is that this team has not done a nice job of filling in roster spots. If you want to say that the Bills are one of the more talented teams in the NFL, no one's going to argue with that. The last, 5 years. And then you look at some of the additions in that time of teams that have made a Super Bowl or won a Super Bowl. It's like the Philadelphia Eagles, for example. Look at what Philadelphia has done to supplement their roster in the last 5 years, including drafting Devontae Smith, adding to it with a trade. Who is that guy? Who's one of the best receivers in the league, although he's a giant pain in the ass. But turns out he's pretty good, and you got him off the scrap heap in Tennessee. You go out, and so you make an A.J. Brown deal, right? Look at the players they've added on defense. That every time they go in and they continue to supplement. In the draft, they found not one, but 2 all-pro corners in the same draft. 2. And what do the Bills haven't been able to do? Find any sort of depth in the secondary. No offense to Cole Bishop, but my God. So when you look at a team like Philadelphia and what they've added to it, so they lost a Hall of Fame center in Jason Kelsey, and they replaced him with Cam Jurgens, who turned out to be a really good center. They are constantly adding pieces to that mix, and the Bills aren't. And same thing with Kansas City. They completely revamped their defense by drafting guys, by getting Trent McDuffie, by re-signing guys, and keeping the core together. They even moved on from some of their big offensive weapons and used it to rebuild the defense. And to say that, they did it because they had Patrick Mahomes, you have Josh Allen. So at some point, yes, you can blame Sean McDermott, but I think one of the reasons why they're pretty sensitive is they know deep down the main reason why the Bills have not been able to get over the hump, to me, it's not coaching, and to me, it's not Josh Allen. It is roster construction. Those little moves that people are making, other teams have made them better than you have.
Do you think McDermott gets another gig? Because nobody's really ever talking about him.
I think somewhere down the line
is he a defensive guy?
Yeah, he's a defensive guy. So he may have to go on the revamp tour, but I would assume he probably gets another crack at it, or he may just be like a Spags guy that ends up just being a really good defensive coordinator. The Bills honestly remind me a little of the Green Bay Packers, but at least the Packers got a Super Bowl. Remember, they had 30 years of Hall of Fame quarterback play, and they got 2 Super Bowls, one from each. But that was largely the complaint that a lot of Packer fans have is you got lazy because you had Aaron Rodgers, and you got lazy because you had Brett Favre, and you didn't have the urgency. And I think the Bills fall into that. Stop drafting tight ends and playing 13 personnel all the time. Go out and try to get a difference maker. Stop signing old-ass Von Miller. When your 2 big defensive additions are Von Miller and the lesser of the Bosa brothers, my God, go find yourself an elite pass rusher. And it's like the Eagles this year went out and got Jalen Phillips. You don't think Jalen Phillips could have made a difference on that Bills defense? The Packers and the Bills are the same. It's just the Packers have been able to get over the hump twice in the 30 years, and the Bills haven't. But it is, we have Josh Allen, therefore we can have a middling offseason, and he'll put the Superman cape and ride us. Whereas if you had a real GM, I would love to see Howie Roseman operate with the Bills and have some of the same moves that they did in Philadelphia. And you ask me who the problem is between GM and coach. The biggest problem in Buffalo ain't the coach. And I don't care who comes in there. You still have the same GM. You still have the talent evaluation, and there you go.
Josh Allen, get one? Now we're asking that question. I think before it was like, yeah, he'll get one. It's a matter of if he'll get multiple. Now we're just like, is he going to get one?
They get him some weapons. I mean,
I don't know.
I like Shakir, but after that, they got nobody.
They are in. I thought this was a real opportunity because there will be a rise. New England, by the way, is going to continue to get better. Drake May is going to get better, and it's a young team, and they can afford to pay people. Kansas City will bounce back. I think the Ravens are going to bounce back. I think the Chargers aren't going anywhere. Denver, by the way, Denver has one of the worst cap situations in the NFL with all the dead money from Russell Wilson. When that stuff starts coming off the books and you don't have to pay Bo Nix will be an affordable quarterback for the next 5 years. Denver ain't going anywhere. Chargers ain't going anywhere. Believe it or not, it's going to get a lot harder for the Bills to win a Super Bowl. This was a year that they could have done it. If I had to say, do they win one? No. I don't think this team will get better, especially with ownership and management apparently being in lockstep that they're not the problem. Go look through the draft.
He would then be the best quarterback to never win one, right?
Marino. Dan Marino was really good.
Well, I know he was, but so is Josh Allen.
Yeah.
That's pretty close, dude. I think Allen might be the best to never win one if he doesn't get one.
Yeah. All I know is I'm looking through last year's draft, and when the best player is Jackson Haas, who is a blocking tight end, nice blocking tight end for what you want to do, but when that's your impact player, and then I go to the year after that, and the impact player is Cole Bishop, who is a middling safety, and Keon Coleman, Dalton Kincaid.
They've never replaced Stephon Diggs.
No.
For what it is. I mean, Diggs is who he is, but they have never replaced that guy.
Their last real impact player, like truly difference maker. I guess if you wanted to say Kincaid, but it was James Cook, and that was 2022. And go through and look at the elite teams and look at their drafts. Here's the best example of this. Sam Darnold and Josh Allen. One of those teams is probably going to go to a Super Bowl, and one obviously is not. And if you want to look at the Seahawks' last 4 drafts and look at what they have done to this roster in the last 4 years, take those 4 years and put those players on the Buffalo Bills. Josh Allen has more than 1 Super Bowl. Josh Allen probably has 2. But hey, it's Sean McDermott's fault. Let's remember that. And it was the coaching staff that wanted to draft Keon Coleman. Even though we have clips of the GM fawning over Keon Coleman in his 4.57 40.
All right, we will wrap it up coming up next by highlighting how great Jarrett Stidham is going to be on Sunday against
You're part of the Stiddy squad, man.
the Patriots. I am moving to Stiddy City.
But are we betting?
No, God, no.
Oh, okay.
Are you kidding me? You think I'm going to put my hard-earned dollars? I have to deal with
I
you
thought you
every
were
day.
moving to Stiddy City.
I get paid to deal with you every day, and you think I'm going to burn that on Jarrett Stidham? No. I will bet on Matt Stafford, however. That's another story. But, yeah, Stiddy City is about to be a thing. Get your jersey, bitch. That's coming up next on The Fan. So I am applying for citizenship
Stiddy City.
in Stiddy City.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and pass on that one.
I'm going to be on the Stiddy committee. But
The Itty Stiddy Committee?
yes, that's me.
The Itty Bitty.
Yeah, Stiddy's a big guy.
Is he?
Yeah, he's not tiny. Look,
How tall is he?
Let's look and see what
I remember
Stiddy's
him in
got.
college, and boy, did he suck. He was at Auburn.
Yeah.
God, do you remember watching him in college?
Stiddy.
He went to Baylor, too.
Baylor. I remember him more at Baylor.
I watched him at Auburn, and boy, was he bad.
Yeah, he's 6'3", 220. So
All right.
he's a big boy.
You know, the Broncos fans are changing their X avatars, their profile pictures,
Yeah.
to Stidham. So there's that famous meme of LeBron, the NBA Finals meme, where like no team had ever recovered from a 3-1 or come back from a 3-1 deficit or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
And then it showed LeBron in sunglasses and he had his earphones in. You know.
Sure.
You know that one?
Yeah.
Well, there's a photo of Stidham.
Oh, that's why
Yes.
someone sent that, and I didn't know what that was. But yeah,
Yes.
yeah, someone sent us that photo. I was like, why is Stidham in glasses? And
Yeah, so the LeBron meme was no team in NBA Finals history has come back from trailing 3-1. They were 0-32. Well, they've now replaced LeBron with Stidham,
okay,
with his earbuds and his sunglasses. And I just don't see, after looking at that photo, how Denver loses.
clearly not. I was even looking at his numbers in college. They weren't even that good then.
Oh, dude, I'm telling
has
you,
he ever been good?
I watched him. He was bad at Auburn. Now, he might have been better at Baylor.
He only had the 1 year he was a freshman, and it was
Oh,
fine.
really?
Yeah.
I thought that was after Auburn.
No, he was a freshman at
Yeah,
Baylor, and then he
okay.
transferred. He transferred to
Dude.
Auburn.
I don't know. I don't know.
Well, I just think
We'll see.
that is a tough hill to
Oh,
climb, considering. So he went 8-5 1 year at Auburn. What was the last? So 8-5, and he went 10-4 the 1 year at Auburn.
Yeah, but that's not good enough for them.
No, it is not.
You go 10-4 at Auburn, you get.
They lost to Central
out of
Florida
10.
in the bowl game.
He was good in high school. He was a 5-star coming out of high school. So
Where is he
that's the
from?
last time.
Where's the real Stiddy City?
Stiddy City?
Stephenville, Texas.
Oh, he's a Texas kid. Okay.
Oh, Stevens, is he one of those like Lake Carroll kids? Like there's a quarterback factory down there where all those cats go from. He may be one of those. He certainly looks the part. Like if you want the prototypical size, I give you Jarrett Stidham. He was the SEC Newcomer of the Year in 2017, if that does anything for you.
Does not.
And he was the 2018 Music City Bowl MVP.
Wow, really? Who'd they play?
Central Florida, I believe.
Oh, you just said
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
That's Scott Frost? No, that wouldn't have been Scott Frost. 17?
Yeah, it was Scott Frost.
Yeah, that was probably
In
that
17?
was probably the first run of Scott Frost.
Yeah, before he left for Nebraska, probably.
Yeah, but that's the one where they claimed a national championship.
Yeah, they lost the bowl game even though he was the MVP of it.
Did they lose to Auburn that year? No.
No. They were undefeated. No.
Right. So that wouldn't have been Central Florida. Or it wouldn't have been Scott Frost.
They lost that. He lost the bowl game.
Oh, Auburn did, you
Yeah,
say?
Auburn did.
Oh, okay. Is that who they beat then?
Now I'm going to have to go back and look at it. I'm spending way too much time.
I don't think you are. I don't think
finding
you're
what
spending
Jared-
enough time. I want more information from you about this.
So Jarrett Stidham in that game, I'm looking at Chick-fil-A Bowl. UCF won 34-27. Stidham 28 of 43, 331 yards,
Ooh, he torched him.
1 touchdown, 2 INTs.
The picks.
A lot of yards though. Hey, Stiddy City is coming.
But
for you.
that was confirmed to be the year. That was the year that Central Florida
Yes,
went
they
undefeated
were 13-0.
and
Yes.
said, "Hey, we're the champs.
Yeah,
we're the champs."
because they beat a mediocre.
Frost for some tips,
Some tips.
some pointers, how to beat Stiddy,
I
how to
would
take him down.
I will say this: if Denver gets to a Super Bowl, not wins, just gets to a Super Bowl with Jarrett Stidham, this will be one of the great coaching accomplishments. This isn't Signetti, but a kid that has started 4 NFL games, has not taken a snap in 2.5 years, and is playing against the 14-3 New England Patriots on a week's notice, and this is what you do. If he finds a way to win it, my God, that's a great story. And to be fair, that year that Denver won it with Peyton Manning was garbage. Like if you look at Peyton Manning's playoff stats, like they dragged his old sorry carcass to a Super Bowl title. So if you can drag old ass Peyton Manning's ass to a title, why not Stiddy City? I mean, I guess he can move around a little bit. I just don't know if Denver's defense. I mean, look, Denver's defense is good, but it's not, Denver's defense is not just an absolute wrecking crew that no one can do anything
Well, May
against.
likes to give it to the other team, so
That is
maybe
true.
he'll turn it over a few times.
Gift him a couple.
All right, coming up next, we have new emojis on the Fan.
Now, from the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
This update brought to you by Laurelhurst Market Steakhouse and Butcher Shop, a great spot for any occasion. Don't forget, you save 10% on your Butcher Shop order when you dine in, menus and more at laurelhurstmarket.com. First on the Fan, during the team's season-ending press conference today, 49ers general manager John Lynch stated that wide receiver Brandon Ayuk has played his final snap with the San Francisco 49ers. Ayuk signed a 4-year, $120 million deal with the Niners back in 2024, but it was injured all of last season. Looks like he will not be heading back to Santa Clara. The Bills general manager Brandon Beane told reporters that quarterback Josh Allen may need to get a procedure done on his foot during the offseason, but he does expect Allen to be back at full strength heading into OTAs next year. Yankees and outfielder Cody Bellinger in agreement on a 5-year, $162.5 million deal. Former MVP hit .272 with 29 dingers last year for the Yankees. And the Beavs, they have found their new defensive coordinator after Lance Guidry bolted from Memphis. It'll be former Colorado head coach Mike McIntyre. He's the new DC in Corvallis. McIntyre, he was last with Mississippi State as a defensive analyst a season ago. Former TCU head coach Gary Patterson, he has trended to become the new defensive coordinator for the USC Trojans. And according to Adam Schefter, defensive coordinator Brian Flores has signed a contract extension with the Vikings. Now, if he does not receive a head coaching job, he will head back to the Vikings. He is still a finalist for a lot of coaching positions, including the Pittsburgh Steelers. For more sports scores and stories in 30 minutes, I'm Stephen Vaughn from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt, missing work. Insurance companies acting like jerks. Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
Oh no.
Well, my.
Can you grab yours? Is it long enough to really?
Some places.
Na 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 na. Yeah, now, boy. Here now. Yeah, now. Yeah, now. Yeah, now.
We apologize.
Yeah, now. Yeah, now.
It's time for the club, baby. On 105.1 and 1080, The Fan. Hoo-wee.
Yeah, I was just listening to Steven's Sports Snort there,
Yes.
and I learned of the Mike McIntyre hire just
you
as
didn't
everyone
see
else
that?
did.
No, I think we've all learned. Like that was earlier in.
Well, not me.
Oh.
Okay, so I just caught wind that the great Mike McIntyre will be the Beavers' defensive coordinator, and I couldn't be happier about that because we met him one time at Pac-12 Media Day, and he was very friendly.
Well, the idea that
So we call him friend of the program.
the idea that your defensive coordinator left before he actually had coached for Memphis, that hurts a little bit. So I think this is that's good.
Well, he was at Mississippi State, and their defense was terrible. Although he was just a defensive assistant,
he was like an
analyst.
He did a nice job at Ole Miss. He improved there.
He had the 1 year at wild ride for Mike McIntyre. He had the 1 year at Colorado where they were really good, and then he flamed out.
Yeah.
He has since gone to Ole Miss as defensive coordinator. That lasted 1 year. He went to Memphis as defensive coordinator. That lasted 2 years. And then he went to FIU.
He was the head guy at
as
FIU,
the head coach,
which no one wins at FIU.
And that lasted 3 years.
Yeah.
And then he had the Mississippi State defensive analyst job. By the way, he went 12-24 at FIU. And now he's at Oregon State.
I have no idea. And this is like, he's a name, and I think if you're an Oregon State fan, you're happy that it's a name.
Right.
But
yeah, is that a good hire? No idea.
No idea.
Hey, former Pac-12 South champion. Do you remember when they had the Pac-12 South?
I remember it.
He won it.
Well, 1 year at San Jose State and 1 year at Colorado, he won 10 games. And outside of that, he has been warmed over dog mess. But
And then that Pac-12 title game with Colorado and Washington. That was
Yeah.
like 3-0.
yeah.
Right.
Barn burner.
I remember Washington playing Utah in a Pac-12 title game that was like that. It was in the fog. Set offensive football back 30 years.
Who played? Utah and who?
Utah and UW. That was when UW had a really good defense, and I think the only touchdown scored in that game might have been like a McDuffie pick six. It was brutal. Some of those Pac-12 title games, man, didn't really highlight the best the Pac-12 had to offer.
Do you know what my favorite crappy game of all time is?
What?
Do you remember when Oregon State played in the Sun Bowl against Pitt?
Was that 3-0?
I think the final score was 3-0.
Yeah. The punter was the MVP.
Was it?
Yeah.
Was it Hecker?
I don't know if that. It might be, but I just remember the punter was the MVP, and they had Shady McCoy. Pittsburgh did.
Shady McCoy.
I just remember that it was really windy down there in El Paso, and no one wanted to be there.
I don't know why, but I remember that game vividly. Damnedest thing.
Yeah, the one I'm talking about, my buddy went to it. He's a big UW fan. It was in Levi Stadium, and the weather was crappy, and it was really foggy.
In the day now.
And on the TV, you really couldn't see much. And the game was 10-3, and it was Byron Murphy had a 66-yard pick six. Was the only outside of a couple field goals. That was the only game that was
Who's winning? What is
the only score
occurring?
that happened.
So we've got new emojis in 2026.
Now, are these on my phone now, or do I have to?
No, this is just a draft list.
Oh.
These are recommends,
Oh,
and there's already been some controversy.
So do I have to download these, or do they? I don't know.
No, they'll show up on your.
Yeah, right. Because emojis just are there.
Yeah.
No one seeks out emojis; they're just there.
They'll pop on when you do
An update.
an update.
And will they be up front? Because now,
No,
you have
not
to,
always. Because it has the page of the most used ones.
Yes.
And then you have to go search it. But now all you got to do is just use a search term, and it will pop up.
What are your most used emojis, by the way?
Let's take a look.
Because I'm looking at mine, and there's some of them I'm like, whoa, like, I'm using that a lot. I think the heart is probably the most used emoji, right? The heart or the thumbs up.
So
Or
I've
the
got
laughing face emoji.
Yeah.
I've got a drink. They've got like the
The drink's
the cocktail.
The drink's a solid one.
I've got the Cheers champagne glasses on here.
Yeah.
I've got an Italy flag for some reason. I've got the green check mark and the red X. I've got the crying, laughing, the stunned emoji. The eyes wide open, like
Sure.
what the hell?
Yeah.
I've got the eye roll. There's a basketball on here. Of course, there's the golf flag, the green and golf flag.
Oh yeah.
The fire emoji, and apparently I use the peace sign a lot.
Interesting. A bunch of those are
And the shrug.
are nowhere near my list. I have a lot of it's probably mildly racist, but I will often respond to the BTJ with just random Japanese emojis. So my mom is adorably racist. You get everything, like I'll just randomly send them off. Like if she's
Boy, I tell you what.
Yeah.
That leads right into what we were going to tell you.
Yeah.
That's what the color guy was saying.
That's problematic.
There is already an emoji that is being struck from the list.
Because of its racist
Yes.
caricatures on there.
Yeah.
Like
so it tells me that you would love it.
Well, I just have like randomly, if she's giving me crap, I will just fire off random, like it'll be like 9 Japanese emojis in a row. So there's I've got like a ramen bowl, there's a pot sticker on there, a couple Japanese kanjis that she makes fun of me. She's like, you don't even know what those mean. I'm like, no, I don't. A couple Japanese flags, randomly fire. So there is an alarming amount of Japanese that I don't know what any of them mean, but they're on my emoji board.
So they have what's called the Unicode Emoji Standard and Research Working Group, known as ESR, and they recommend whether something is good or not for the new emoji list. And they are recommending that the face with squinting eyes be replaced.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't know if you've seen the face with squinting eyes.
Never. That's offensive, and I would never do
you
that.
would use that
Never.
all the time.
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't even know. That's ridiculous.
So they're
How
replacing
dare
it
you, sir.
with a cracking face emoji, whatever that means.
Cracking face?
Yeah.
I don't even know what that means.
It's literally like your face. It's a face, and then it looks like glass shards. Your
It's
face turns into
cracking.
glass shards.
Here's what it looks like. There's what both of them look like.
Oh.
See that there?
Why is that? Why is that replacing this squinty?
Yeah, I don't know.
So instead of squinting, my face is exploding?
Yeah, I'm not real sure what that's about.
I've also become a fan of the making your own emoji, the sticker. I got a couple of those that I really like. I have a suspicious mole that has quickly become my favorite emoji of all time. It's a mole smoking a cigarette wearing like a fedora and glasses. The suspicious mole, it's good for all purposes. Just make your own emojis.
So it says the face with squinting eyes is the keywords are accuse, concentrate, focus, glare, inspect,
Or Asian,
scrutinize,
Asian racist as well.
skeptical, suspicious, unsure, judge, or concern. So they recommended that be replaced with the cracking face, and the keywords for that are reveal, resilient, transformation, tension, masking, crumbling, breaking.
Okay.
So
Doesn't make any sense, but all right. Sure.
now, of the emojis that could make the list, you've got the side thumbs.
Side thumbs.
You know, like
it
how
could
you-
go up or down.
Yeah, like there's a thumb up, there's a thumb down.
Yeah.
They're now going to add the middle thumb.
So like I don't care. Like where do you
Yeah,
want to
kinda
go?
like-
Where do you want to go eat? I don't care.
Yeah,
or-
your show today has been
Oh,
you know.
all right.
And you can do it left or right hand.
left or right. Yes. Yeah. I originally thought this was like the two thumbs guy.
Yeah, this
like,
guy.
Yeah,
Who
this
likes
guy.
doing this? This guy.
This guy, two thumbs.
But
But
no.
it's not. It's the mid.
I bet you gets used as that.
Yeah,
Much
maybe.
like when you were developing the eggplant emoji, whoever developed the eggplant, I'm assuming you knew that was the penis,
They knew.
right?
Had to.
Like, why would you come up with an eggplant emoji? Like, who in their conversation is using eggplant?
Yeah, that's fair.
So I think you couldn't really do a penis. Maybe the banana was too, I don't know. Like, why the purple eggplant? But that has become synonymous with the penis. And I would assume that they knew what they were doing.
It
Much
appears,
like the slanty-eyed one. You know what you're doing. Come on.
It appears they're adding another phallic emoji. That
Is the eggplant about to be replaced?
well, it just looks like a pickle.
Oh.
You know, it's got the little bumps on.
It's literally a pickle, yeah.
Yeah.
A pickle emoji.
Now, this may be a bit crude.
Uh-oh. Never fails.
Well, we know the eggplant, and now apparently the pickle. The banana does not get used, but so the pickle and the eggplant. Is there a
Yeah, I think it's well,
for the other
I
side?
don't know if I could say it, but yes, there is.
There is?
Yeah, you can Google it.
Huh.
It's not for air. I don't want the kids.
Well,
You know,
I've never seen one.
Steven knows.
I don't think Steven does know.
Yeah, he knows.
Steven, do you know?
I think I know.
Yeah.
Huh.
There's one.
Does it
Anyway,
does it get used?
not really. It's a bit like the C word. You know, you got to be real careful with that one.
Is it weird that I'm googling female emoji genitalia? Is that-
No, it wouldn't be any weirder than your other searches.
If you haven't been fired yet, I mean, they're not going to fire you for this.
Yeah, this doesn't qualify. We also have a butterfly, the asteroid on fire.
the peach?
Or not asteroid. Is that an asteroid? What the hell is that? Why doesn't it say what these things are?
It's like an asteroid or like a comet.
It's like a, like a
It's
flying space rock.
a rock that's on fire.
Yeah.
It's flying.
Like the meteor. Meteor, that's what. We also have the pink eraser. Remember when you had those in school back
Yeah,
in the day?
yeah.
Pink
You have
pearls.
Pink pearls, they have that for some reason. And then a lighthouse and looks like a fishing net.
I don't know why the lighthouse, but I'm kind of excited. I would like to use the lighthouse emoji. And I don't know why, but I'm just going to start firing it off.
Well, you could use it as like a bat signal, although the bat signal emoji or the bat signal meme is better in my opinion.
Oh, 100%.
But there's no emoji. Like when you're sending out a bat signal to someone,
Yeah.
hey, golf, or hey, come meet me for a drink, whatever.
Yeah.
The lighthouse could be a good.
Yeah,
use of that.
I like the lighthouse. Now I will say that the difference. I'm more of a. I prefer the.
The whites. We know.
I wish I could have more white things.
I just have always preferred the whites.
No, I know the emoji is the more probably commonly used, but I like the GIF or GIF. I prefer that more than I do the emoji. I find sometimes the emojis don't convey exactly what I'm looking for,
Yeah.
whereas the GIF,
Yeah,
I feel like that's a little.
it's better. It's
Yeah.
a little higher end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like I too like the little whiskey glass.
Yeah.
That's fine. But there's a phenomenal one of Sam Waterston of Law and Order in a tuxedo,
Mm-hmm.
and he's wistfully like there's wind blowing in his hair, and he's raising a glass of scotch. That's way better. If I'm going to send someone a drink, why would I send you a little random emoji when I can send you the great Sam Waterston? I have an entire row of Keanu Reeves ones. That's fantastic. There's a Keanu for every season. By the way, there is an article on Vice that I'm currently looking at that is discussing in a deep dive what is the best vagina emoji. And there are pros and cons to each one. They have the peach. Now, I always thought the peach was more of the backside. If I see a peach emoji,
You know, I didn't want to do this, and you just blast right through it.
Yeah.
You don't care.
no, I don't. They have the cat face, which would make sense.
He's been really horned up today. This is
Not
the
me.
Sue Corn show.
Now, this is interesting in that they're saying the praying hands is also a emoji for the female genital. I did not realize that. The praying hands? You know, you think about it, Steven right now is literally doing the pray hands. Yeah. I would not have thought that. The honey pot, now it's pretty solid. Pretty solid.
Those kids, man, they figured it out.
Yeah, there's way more of these than I would have thought. The tulip also is another one. And then, of course, the taco. I really felt like I was not up. I was not up to date on my emojis, and now I think we've all learned something.
Have we?
I think we have. Brain. I liked watching Steven in real time do the pray hands and be like, oh.
I get it now. I get it.
Someone said, would it be problematic if I develop a balloon knot emoji? And the texters are saying that peach is the butt.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. The peach is the backside.
Okay.
Right in the butt.
So it says on there that that can be used as the other way too, but no, the peach is the backside.
When you were asking what that might be, the peach is what popped into my head.
Oh.
So apparently I'm wrong.
Yeah, I
don't dirty.
The cat popped into my mind.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay. All right. Well, there's your new emojis.
Now I'll just think of pray hands.
I had more of the
Central
seashell
Catholic,
thing
Coach Vaughn
happen in
coaching.
there, but yeah, the pray hands is start sending pray hands.
Hey, honey, on my way home, pray hands.
Well, I feel a little awkward because I will say a lot of times if I'm saying thank you, I'll use the prayer hands, and now I feel a little weird about it. Like if someone does me a favor or whatever, like as a thank you, I will often do the thank you pray hands. I didn't realize that I was like, thank you, here's a vagina. Now I feel a little awkward. Pray hands have now been soiled. I will never be able to, and in real life, I can't make pray hands now without being like, that's disgusting. Because oftentimes I'll do that, like, oh, thank you, pray hand. No, it's weird. It's not as bad as a stupid heart hand thing. If you do heart hands, I want to throw a brick at you.
Was that one? Like you just...
Again, watching Steven discover pray hands and Rob try to make the heart hands.
I love you, man.
Don't ever do that.
Looks like a heart. Kind of cool. I don't know.
Complete and utter embarrassing stupidity.
Well, there's your new emojis. Coming up, we have an Animal Marvel. 2 bits of Animal Marvel news on the Fan.
The Oregon Here.
Now, someone is in, and I like this idea. He says that his wife and him use the cat emoji, but when it's go time and the wife's really feeling it, she uses the lion emoji, which that's good for her. Good for her for getting a little creative. There's a difference between a little flirtation and, hey, it's go time.
I mean business tonight.
Yeah, when you send the lion emoji, you know what's up.
Get home now.
That's subtle, but effective.
I like it. Yeah. Imagine that dude's at work and he's like, sorry, I got to work late, and he just gets the one lion emoji.
Gotta go.
Yeah. Sorry, boys. Got to shut this one down. That's a good relationship right there. You got yourself a keeper.
So I've got 2 bits of animal news I'd like to present to you.
Talk to me.
I'm going to talk to you.
I love animal news.
Just don't turn it into a penis joke, okay?
Can't make any promises. Pray hands.
Depends on what animal it is.
What was coyote? You all horned up for coyotes?
My buddy collects coyote penises.
I mean, it's unbelievable.
He does. Did you know there's a penis bone in the coyote?
It is unbelievable.
He said they look like toothpicks. He shoots them out in the Okanagan Highlands and has them. Well, you should have picked a different animal than a coyote.
It's amazing the way I don't hear any applause for that.
I don't know what to tell you.
That was impressive.
The other one is a cow.
As far as I know, he does not have any cow penises. I didn't believe him that the coyote had a bone there, and he was like, oh, turns out they do.
So this was a late Sunday afternoon on Alcatraz Island.
Okay.
You know where that is.
Oh, I've been.
I like Alcatraz.
You do the tour. It's cool. If you go to San Francisco, you have to do the Alcatraz tour, right? It's like one of the standard, it's like going to the falls here. Like, what are you doing in San Francisco? I'll go to the Alcatraz tour.
So they said that there was this guest relations employee for the Alcatraz City Cruises hanging out on the dock there, helping visitors get off the boat.
Sure.
And one of the tourists came up to him and said that they had just seen a coyote swimming to shore.
Huh. That seems like a very long swim.
Yeah. That's unbelievable.
And aren't there sharks in that water, too?
Supposedly there are, yes.
So a little-ass coyote just paddled his ass across the bay?
Yeah, and the stupid sharks didn't even catch it.
Huh.
Yeah, so they said that this has never been recorded. And the guy who is the worker said he's been working on the island for 2.5 years. He said, I did not believe them to start with, but the guests insisted they had video to prove it. They held up their iPhone to show him the screen, and sure enough, it was a coyote paddling through the water and eventually reaching the coast of the southern edge of the island.
That is a 1.5-mile swim.
Yes.
Through frigid, shark-infested waters.
He was panting and shivering.
Let me just say right now, they should have left that coyote on the island, and that coyote should be allowed to live there. You swim 1.5 miles through that water and you get there, let that, I don't know, I'm assuming there's like vermin, whatever to eat on the island. Let that coyote live. He should just be allowed to hang out wherever he wants.
They say it's not clear where he came from. They speculated it swam the 1.25 mile journey from San Francisco, which faces the southern edge of Alcatraz, though it could have also been swept in from Marin or Angel Island, where a family of coyotes also recently established territory. They say he was probably hunting and got swept away just started swimming.
I see the video here. Dude, that little guy's awesome. Dude, that is a will to live right there that I respect. I hope they don't euthanize this thing. Because I know coyote gets no respect, by the way. They treat him like bugs. But that guy deserves to live. He clearly wants to live. I see him here climbing up on the rocks, shivering. Someone take that coyote home. Love that thing up. So it got swept, and then it didn't have a choice.
They don't know.
It got swept out to sea.
But probably. I mean, it's not like it's going to jump in for a swim.
Yeah.
Probably hunting.
Sure.
As the coyotes do.
The video is actually kind of sad. It's on the rocks. You can tear it.
Oh, yeah.
He's probably scared as hell.
He's like, what the hell? They're saying that they would probably have plenty of food options available on the island there, with all the rats and mices.
Yeah, right. Like I said, you got the little, stuff running
all
around.
All the prisoners.
The neighboring kids. Your little 3-year-old wanders off. Coyote grabs it.
And they say that with the lack of predators on the island to manage the population, the coyote could easily scout out eggs or chicks if it had the energy from birds.
So are we going to let the coyote?
It sounds like they might.
Dude, that's awesome. I'll tell you right now that if I was in San Francisco and part of the tour was I get to like see the coyote, I would think that's a big tourist attraction. Now I feel bad because again the coyote doesn't have any praying hands, but it's doing cool coyote things on the island. Let it be.
Yeah, the people that work for the Alcatraz, was it cruises or whatever, they said that they've been wandering around looking for him, but no one has been able to spot him. But the coyote experts, because you gotta ask the experts.
Gotta go to an expert.
They said that it's highly likely that the coyote did not get back in the water, rather is just hiding somewhere else on the island.
Sure. And I would think, like, if you're a coyote, outside of the coyote loving aspect of it, wouldn't that be, like, the coolest place to hang out?
If you're a coyote?
If you're a coyote.
All-you-can-eat buffet?
All-you-can-eat buffet.
Well, you're by yourself, aren't they? They're pack animals, right? Aren't they a little lonely?
Well, that's what I said. Outside of the prey hands, you don't get that. But, if you can get over that, people are going to feed it. It seems like there's an ample buffet of whatever. Nothing's trying to kill you.
Pretty soon it'll be giving the tours.
Yeah, I kind of like the way this is going.
His little boat hat on.
I think it's kind of cool. You can name it. There was a famous coyote up in Tacoma called Jawless Jerry. I guess he got hit by a car. You look it up. Look up Jawless Jerry. He got hit by a car and it had no lower jaw. And he became like a cult hero out there, and people would try to feed it. I think eventually he gave up the ghost. But yeah, he had merch and everything. Jawless Jerry was a folk hero up there. You telling me we can't name this little fella? What was the Birdman of Alcatraz or whatever, or whoever escaped? Come up with a cool name, and you can they'll sell T-shirts. This coyote is about to live they get him an Instagram page, be a coyote influencer. Be the luckiest coyote on the planet.
The other bit of animal news is that scientists have been forced to rethink the intelligence of these animals. And quite frankly, I will tell you, we think these animals are really stupid.
Really?
We don't give them a lot of credit.
I think animals are way smarter than we.
Well, I'm saying this specific animal.
This specific one.
After this one, named Veronica, displayed an impressive and until now undocumented knack for tool use. So up until now, chimps are the only animals we have witnessed using tools. This was a cow in Austria.
A cow? What does a cow use?
He was scratching his back with a stick.
Huh.
He had the stick in his mouth, and he was rubbing it on his back. He had a little butt scratch.
Is there a video of this?
There's a photo of it. Veronica scratching her back.
Oh, yeah. By the way, she's a handsome sow.
Yeah, she's actually pretty good looking.
Yeah.
She, apparently, they said she'd been playing with pieces of wood for years, but now she's figured out how to scratch herself.
Oh. And so now the person has, they brought her a little brush. They brought her like a bristle broom so she can get a better scratch. Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, they got a little collar on her.
Yeah.
And they say, the owner says that she can also recognize family members' voices, and she hurries to meet them when they call her.
See, this, I don't want to know anymore because I don't want to view cows as anything other than delicious. And it's hard enough with pigs because pigs are pretty smart, and I love bacon and pork chops. So I don't want the animals I eat to seem highly intelligent, but yeah, no duck. We all just turn a blind eye that animals are just way more intelligent than we give them credit for.
I think that's probably right.
Complex social networks.
Well, it's hard to study them,
Well, especially when we're just torturing them and then killing them, and
Well, you'd think the cows, if they were that smart, they'd figure out by now that we basically all we do is eat them. Yeah. How about?
Well, you've seen it.
Figure that out,
when they're
dumb
taking
cow.
the cows to the killing floor, the cows panic and they're trying to stampede away, and there's nothing you can do because they're on a conveyor belt.
Pretty soon he's going to use that stick as a knife.
Yeah.
Stab you.
Well, I'm just saying, panic before you get to the cutting room floor, fella.
It's the cow's fault.
I don't think they have much of a choice.
Come on, cows, you're that smart?
Yeah.
You're being led to slaughter.
I'll tell you right now, I totally get being a vegetarian, and I wish I could do it, but it's zero chance.
And by the way, it is a broom, and there is video.
Yeah.
I only saw the picture. You
it's
mentioned
adorable with the broom.
It's a broom.
Yeah. I totally
cow,
want to be on board with the word doing no animals, no harm, but
so Veronica
God,
has figured out where to scratch So she's figured out that the one side of the broom feels better than the other. And so she scratches depending on which side. So that's...
I wonder if, could I teach my dog to do that?
Well, no one taught her this.
I know, but she figured it out on her own, but could I teach? Because he scratches. Yeah, he scratches himself. And he loves holding stuff in his mouth. He's got a bunch of little toys that he likes to hang around. I wonder if I could teach him to, because I have a back scratcher. I wonder if I could teach Khan to scratch himself. I guess why would he need to, though? Is his it would probably seem pretty stupid since he can just scratch himself with his paw. Now I'm trying to think about what tool I could use to teach my dog something.
This says there is no suggestion that Veronica's skills are evidence of the evolution of an ominous new species of super cow. She did not fashion tools like the cow in Gary Larson's cartoon, but she selected, adjusted, and used one with notable dexterity and flexibility. Perhaps the real absurdity lies not in imagining a tool-using cow, but in assuming such a thing could never exist. And that's right.
Yeah. I wonder if just... Like, dolphins are smart. You know we could teach dolphins to do stuff.
Elephants are really smart.
Yeah.
I do want to see a super cow, though.
I know, right?
Well, have you seen those big roided-up cows?
Oh, that's a natural defect. They think that...
Is it?
Yeah, that they're being studied. If you haven't seen, there's a certain type of cow, and it's got, like, quadruple muscle. It looks like the Rock of cows. And those aren't roided up cows. There's a genetic defect that switches the like muscle growth, and they're doing some research for like muscular dystrophy patients. And what ultimately is going to happen is it's just going to be bodybuilders and bros are going to end up taking this to gain double muscle. But yeah, I read an article saying that they think there may be some real medical benefits to being able to do this for people that are or like AIDS patients, anyone that's wasting away, that you could turn on a switch in your body that tells your muscles to grow, which again will immediately be abused by gym bros. But you know,
what are you gonna do?
Someone's gonna walk in, like Danny walks in one day and he's like 275 and he's like, yeah, I had a medical condition and I needed to take this. Ah, yes.
I learned from the cows.
All right. Up next, Barron Trump is in the news.
Oh. What's old Barron up to?
You know what he is?
Is he like 6'7", something like that?
He's a hero.
Is he?
Yes.
Well,
there is someone
he saved the people
lauding him.
The people of Greenland?
As a hero. That is next on The Fan.
Now, from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
First on The Fan, during the team's season-ending press conference today, 49ers general manager John Lynch stated that wide receiver Brandon Ayuk has played his final snap with the San Francisco 49ers. Ayuk signed a 4-year, $120 million deal with the Niners back in 2024, but it seems like his time is up in San Francisco. And Bills general manager Brandon Beane told reporters that quarterback Josh Allen may need to get a procedure done on his foot during the offseason, but he does expect Allen to be at full strength headed to OTAs this offseason. Defensive coordinator Brian Flores has signed a contract extension with the Vikings. It is contingent on him not getting a head coach gig. So if he gets a head coach gig, he will not be the coordinator, but if he doesn't, he will be back with the Minnesota Vikings. Speaking of defensive coordinators, Oregon State has found their new defensive coordinator. After Lance Guidry bolted from Memphis, it'll be former Colorado head coach Mike McIntyre as the new DC in Corvallis. McIntyre was last with Mississippi State as a defensive analyst a season ago. The former TCU head coach Gary Patterson, he is trending to become the new defensive coordinator for USC. Yankees and outfitter Cody Bellinger agree on a 5-year, $162.5 million contract. The deal includes opt-outs after the second and third seasons, where the former MVP hit 272 with 29 home runs a season ago. For more sports scores and stories in 30 minutes, I'm Stephen Vaughn from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt and missing work. Insurance companies acting like jerks. Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at WarrenAllen.com.
The home premiere.
Yes, your fearless leader's son, Barron, is being lauded as a hero today.
Is he the youngest of the Trumps, right?
Well, of the immediate Trumps?
Yeah, the immediate Trumps.
Yes. Although you never know. There may be another little Trumpy running around out there.
Oh, that's true.
Because he's got grandkids.
Yeah.
But a friend of Barron Trump told a UK court that he saved her life when he dialed police after seeing her being attacked by her ex-boyfriend on a FaceTime call.
Oh, okay. So she was FaceTiming Barron?
Yep.
And then, like, the attack happened, so Barron called 911.
The woman reached out to Trump in the midst of a violent dust-up with her former beau, Matvey Rumianstev. 22-year-old, bro.
Uh-oh.
Now, Barron, I don't know how old he is, but I don't even think... Is he 18?
He's an NYU kid.
Is he?
So he has to be, yeah. I'll bet he's like 20-ish. Because he's been in college for a couple years there.
Apparently, the former boyfriend, allegedly started battering her because he was jealous of her friendship with Barron. Oh, Trump's 19, it says. Barron was in the U.S. at the time, quickly called for help, telling emergency operators, I just got a call from a girl I know. She's getting beaten up. After giving her address, he urged them to hurry to the scene. It's really an emergency. Please, I got a call from her with a guy beating her up.
It's kind of a scary situation.
It is. By the way.
Good for him, by the way.
Yeah, no kidding.
Absolutely.
Well, that and he called police in the UK. Like,
I don't know. Yeah.
Wouldn't that take some time? Like, how do you do that?
Well, I'm guessing he's probably pretty savvy. And he also probably has Secret Service right by him. Could you do that and be like, hey, Johnny, I'm going to need you to... Look, when you're the president's kid, I'm guessing that you have access to more things than the rest of us. I wouldn't know. If you told me that someone was getting assaulted in the UK, I would have no idea. Well, you could Google, maybe AI. Can you chat GPT and say, hey, call the Yorkshire police? I don't know how all that works, but I'm guessing it can't be that hard.
So during his trial, so this is the ex-boyfriend.
Yeah.
The unidentified woman told the jury that the Trump scion saved my life, saying the call she placed last January was a sign from God. Police responding to the scene of the emergency call told her someone in the U.S. had called them but didn't tell her who it was. During her conversation with the officers, she told them, I'm friends with Barron Trump, Donald Trump's son. The officers asked her to call him back to confirm what she told them, and the footage captures her saying, hello, Barron, did you call the police or anything? He can be heard replying, I had someone call the police.
There you go. So
there you go.
He didn't call. That's the Secret Service.
She called me. I picked up the phone expecting a nice hello or something.
I'm guessing, too, if Barron wanted to, could you, instead of calling the police, you think Barron could have someone,
Offed?
Yeah.
I don't know.
What sort of authority do
Probably.
you have over there? I'm guessing you could at least get someone beat up a little bit, right?
Got a lot of friends that fat.
Call someone over there and kind of lay the boots to him? I don't know how, again.
Yeah, just rough them up a little bit.
Not sure how that works, but I'm guessing your dad's the fearless leader of the free world. I'm guessing you could probably get some stuff done. And also, if your girlfriend, like think about you're 20 and your girlfriend has to be friends with someone, is that like, I mean, granted, like the idea of beating someone up because you're jealous is the dumbest thing in the world, but I'm guessing that's probably a pretty intimidating, like, friend to have. Like you find out your girlfriend's like good friends with someone of all the people you could be jealous about. I'm guessing Barron Trump is probably pretty high on the list. He's 6'9", handsome dude.
6'9", huh?
Yeah, he's 6'9".
Jeez.
He's pretty handsome, sharp dressed kid. He's worth billions. And oh yeah, by the way, he's the president's son. I'm guessing that is probably a...
Yeah, you don't like that.
No.
You don't like that.
No.
Especially when she's FaceTiming him.
Yes. You walk in, you're like, hey, what's going on, honey? Oh, I'm just FaceTiming my friend. You're like, really? You're FaceTiming another dude? And then you find out it's Trump's kid? Yeah, that's probably a little emasculating. Still can't really understand how that improves the situation by starting to hit someone.
You do it anymore, you're going to have problems.
Well, this guy had problems.
Apparently.
So
This guy seems like a numbnuts.
Trump said that all he could see was a ceiling on the video call, which lasted about 10 to 15 seconds before it cut off. But he heard his friend screaming, crying, and being hit. And then he said, I called you guys. That was the best thing I could do. I wasn't going to call back and threaten things to him because that would just make the situation worse.
Yeah.
What a hero.
Yeah. Hey, good for him.
It's amazing that I don't hear any applause for that.
Maybe he's a good kid. I have no idea.
Well, it sounds like he might have a little bit of a heart in that. He might have a little bit of a heart.
I will say that whenever you see videos of like domestic violence, when like you see like the Ray Rice video or whatever, it's really alarming. I've never seen that in like person. I've never witnessed that firsthand, but it's jarring when you see a man attacking a woman. And good for him for stepping up and doing something.
We will wrap it up next on The Fan.
Dirt and Spray.
All right. Well, that's about enough of us today.
Very sexual.
It was a sexually charged program today. Sorry, kids.
Steven's going to go home and explore prey hands. Hey, Coach Vaughn. I think we all learned something today.
I can only hope.
Rob's going to get a Falcons jersey.
Why?
Kevin Stefanski.
No. I'm getting a Stiddy jersey. Stiddy City, baby.
Thought your wife was all about Stefanski.
Wow.
Yeah, she is, but she's got me. I'm pretty much him anyway.
Instead of a Falcons jersey, are you going to get like a Falcons quarter zip and a hat?
Rob needs some stitties in his life.
You need more stitties.
I'm going to get a play call sheet. Start talking to her with it over my face.
Valentine's Day, you just show up with a
little Falcons hat.
Play sheet and a Falcons hat. Hey, baby.
Little headset on there.
We're going to have a good time tonight.
She'll be like, whoa.
The tush push just hung on a whole new meaning.
You guys have a great night, okay? Want that for you. Our show returns tomorrow, 3 to 7 on the Fan. Good night.
Friendships of Spain. Friendships.